big fan. Breezy with the Brooklyn Nets vlog. And yeah, I'm just chilling, man. I seen I was listening to the game. I wasn't really tapped in that much, but if y'all want to talk about it, we could. I had pulled up to talk about Sharpe and how he approaching the free agency. He basically like, you know what I'm saying? I'm new to this. And, you know, I want to stay in Brooklyn. I like Brooklyn, but, you know, he know the business of basketball. So I want to, you know what I mean, see how Jay felt about that. Shout out to Jay. That's my guy. I'm gonna see what Jay doing. I'm gonna see if I could get Jay on the show. You know what I mean? Y'all know these guys from my show, but these guys be special guests, man. Like Jay is a dope artist. You see him kicking it would be about Brooklyn Net basketball, but he would be rapping for real. You know what I'm saying? And he got a show too and all that. That's my guy, man. That's family. Facts. But listen. Sharpe staying with the Brooklyn Nets. I don't know, man. Maybe he does. Maybe. We'll see. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to say if he is or isn't. But I want y'all to see what's going on with that. Let me pull that up. And I wanted to talk about the situation with Kenyon Martin. I'll pull that up first because I got it here. With Kenyon Martin and I don't know, we just react to it, you know what I mean? See what's going on with these guys, man. Why they going at it on the podcast, man? And was it warranted? We're gonna see, man. All right, this is Gil and Nick Young. They supposed to be got into it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's going on, but we're gonna see what's happening.
I'm trying not to tell Nick shut the fuck up while I'm talking.
We were talking about Greg Popovich, his legacy.
Like, just fucking rude. Nobody give a fuck about your phone. Niggas over here talking about something important.
You over here talking.
Yeah, you're about the wrong fucking thing, nigga.
Man, you want to talk like you on the porch.
Yeah, we talking about this man's legacy. We're talking about this man's legacy over here, and you fucking being disrespectful, nigga.
This is Gil Arenas presented by
Underdog. Look the same age, so
right?
Like,
yeah, he can't say you want to make a joke. Ain't shit funny right now, nigga.
Keep talking about Pop.
Ain't shit funny,
Pop.
Nigga.
Shit. Let me
Everything ain't nobody want to see that dumbass shit you showing, nigga.
Don't be scared to look this way.
Like,
scared, man.
I'm over here.
Yeah, this dumbass nigga over here trying to conduct the motherfucking show, and you over here just constantly.
Talk.
We're trying to, nigga. Shut the fuck up.
God damn, I don't have to shut up. I'm
why niggas talking you do?
I didn't say nothing. He said something.
Shut the fuck up.
I don't have to shut
You
up.
the one niggas can hear. Can't nobody hear him.
Shut up. Now
Can't nobody hear him.
Shut up. I'm never gonna shut up.
Sorry, Pop. You can Pop a smoke with
Pop for the basketball guys.
Can we get a little smoke for Pop?
Hey.
Pop with the basketball.
Mad for no reason.
Nigga, over trying to have a real conversation. Nigga,
all right,
shut
you
up.
can have it, nigga. I don't have to shut up.
Shut up.
I didn't say nothing. Don't tell me to shut up, nigga.
You're a fucking child. Shut up sometimes.
That's why we're
shut up.
We are showing love to Greg Popovich.
Don't fucking shut up.
All right, man, that's the end of the show. We are showing love. We are trying to show love. Show love to Greg Popovich.
I'm talking to you, directly to you.
Stop talking to me like that. All right.
Talking to you, nigga.
All right. And
you ain't gonna talk to me in the show, nigga.
And I'm gonna keep talking, nigga.
In the show. Enough, gentlemen. Enough.
In the show.
Well, this has been
hit the button.
Another episode of Gil Arenas presented by Underdog. We will see y'all next week.
Crazy as fuck.
Shut up sometimes.
Oh, man. Yo. What I got from that is basically Kenyon Martin felt like Nick Young was being disrespectful, and midway in the argument, both of them realized if they take it further than what they said, they gonna fuck up the bag. You know, got real awkward in there. Like, if y'all, Gil, I know you know Gil, like, y'all fuck this bag up. Gil, he ain't doing that. He ain't putting himself in no situation where he messing up the sponsors or any kind of endorsements or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? He been keeping his name clean, you know what I mean? He been staying out of trouble. So, case in point is, yeah, I think they were right for closing the show. You know what I'm saying? It was right for us. I'm saying, like, putting the smoke signal out, like, yo, nah, that shit over with. That shit over with. So, you know what I mean? That's what it is, man. But yeah, that's how I feel about that. You know what I'm saying? I've midway through the argument, they realized, like, yeah, we mad, but we ain't fucking up this bag. I think that's what really happened too. Some real shit. I think they realized, like, nah, all right, we done in the show, and they probably, maybe they squabble when the cameras is off. You know what I mean? I don't know what happened. Maybe they walked it off, and both of them went their own way. You know what I'm saying? See the mall type shit, like fuck out of here. You know what I mean? See the mall. Cooler heads will prevail in that situation. You know. We didn't want to see it get too crazy with a podcast, and because they can't be in the same place at the same time, that's too crazy. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that for them, but I do understand. I do understand. You know what I'm saying? You want your, you know what I mean? You part of the podcast. You want dude to be respectful. You see me talking about Coach Pop. We talking some real shit. He's talking about a serious subject. You know, got a lot going on with Pop. Look like he's going to the front office of the Spurs. He's going to step down as a coach. You know what I'm saying? His health, you know, which is priority, which is number one. You know what I mean? So I feel like, you know what I'm saying, there's a lot going on with Coach Pop. So when K-Mar was talking about Coach Pop, and anybody who, you know, is just saying something, it's like, you know, I got the floor, you know what I'm saying? So I got the floor, so just let me say what I'm saying, you know what I mean? Then when let me get my soliloquy off, I want you to pay attention to my soliloquy because I want feedback off of what I'm saying. And it looked like Nick Young was just straight ignoring him, and not just ignoring him on his phone and to himself. He's taking it to Gil Arenas, kind of like undermining Kmart. So Kmart being upset about Nick Young pretty much undermining him, I could feel where he come from. You know what I mean? Now, Kmart he gonna speak on how he spoke. He said what he said. We just recapping. I ain't telling that man how he should have spoke, but I understand why he was mad. And I guess if for Nick Young's side, it's kind of like you just don't want to be in that situation. You know what I'm saying? And I've been on podcasts before, and I'm tapped in. I'm not doing some other shit while somebody else is talking. Like, I'm listening. If I'm not talking, I'm listening. Shout out to Leaf. He sent a super chat. Just see a moderator on this page. This is handle youtube.com/@Leaf4788. I'm about to throw the link in the chat, man. Shout to you guys out there, man. But yeah, man, that's how I feel about the situation with Kmart and you know, Nick Young. But you know, Nets fans is the best fans. We're gonna get into some playoff content, some Dayron Sharpe, and the free agency content. You gotta talk about it. We Nets fans, that's what we do. You know. But I feel like I like Dayron Sharpe. You know what I'm saying? He's a great guy to come off of the bench. I'm not just fast to trade him, but you know, this is his first contract after his rookie scale contract. So he might be trying to get the bag, you know? And he not wrong for that. He not wrong for that. Well, of course he's supposed to try to do his best to, you know, get that generational wealth money, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, young dude, it's the first opportunity, you know. And I think a contender would take Dayron Sharpe. Seriously, like if we don't you know, try to keep him, I think a contender gonna try to take him off the team. We're gonna go to X and see what's going on. Nets fans is the best fans. You know what I'm saying? See how I'm rocking, man. It's me and Leaf. We out here, man. Yo, what up, Leaf?
Yo, it was good, bro.
Chilling, man. Dayron Sharpe, he looked like he was talking about the free agency, and basically he's saying he new to this, and he understand the business, but he likes Brooklyn. How you feel about that?
Well, I mean, him being new to it and understanding the business, that's kind of somewhat of a contradictory statement. But I mean, I guess I understand what he's saying, bro. Like in the long haul. So, I mean, a lot of these players is young. I mean, like let's face it, a lot of these players is like under 25. Other than the vets that we had on the team, obviously we had D'Lo, we had CJ, we Nick Claxton that just turned 25. So I mean, yeah, they are a lot new to the new free agency and moving around and this, that, the third, and everything. So they might. I mean, listen, it's possible that they might get contracts elsewhere, bro. Like it is what it is, man. I ain't. Man,
So you
more luck
so
to Davron.
So if he leave, it just is what it is. It's no big deal. We still the plan. We still on course. It's not like we missed a beat. We could live. The roster will survive. Will suffice without a Dayron Sharp. Me personally, I think he's a good player, and I do want to see it work here. But I understand. You know what I'm saying? I think with these draft picks, is going to say a lot. It's going to say what positions they pick. Are they going to use the four picks? Are they going to take the picks, try to move and get two in the first round? I mean, two in the top 10. It's interesting to see what they're going to do. You know what I mean? But it's still up in the air. But I do imagine they get a power forward. You can't trade somebody like Dayron Sharp and not pick him up and not realize what you missing, and that's rebound. You're not
That's a
going to get the
fact.
best defender in the Dayron Sharp, but rebounding is important. You know what I'm saying? So, and I remember us not being a good rebounding team, not necessarily having somebody that could rebound, and now we got what I'm saying, Dayron Sharp. So I'm not just you know trying to trade Dayron Sharp or not take it seriously because I don't know how or what player we could replace him with. Like you can't just get a rebounder like that off your bench that's willing to come off the bench. He's not even, to my knowledge, pressing hard to, what I'm saying, start. He like not even tripping, like he cool. You know what I mean? So, you know, that's how I feel. So it's hard to find a player like that. So I hope they work things out with Dayron Sharp to keep it real
I
with you.
mean,
but
yeah, I hope so too. I mean, but the bottom line is that a lot of these dudes is looking for new deals and new contracts. So somebody ain't gonna get paid. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, somebody gonna have to go elsewhere to get their money. It is what it is. I mean, you're not gonna be able to pay. In the NBA, you ain't gonna be able to pay eight free agents. That's eight players that coming up for free agency like bigger money. You know what I'm saying? They go from making $900,000 and now they probably some of them probably gonna make $5 or $6 million a year. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, man. Like they played. They hit the court. They play games. Davon play games. Keon Johnson play games. Zaire Williams play games. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it is what it is. They gonna get some money. They gonna get some money. They gonna get more money than they was getting before.
yeah.
Or they gonna be out the league or whatever. I don't know what's gonna happen to him, man. But best of luck to Davon, man. I mean, I'm definitely remember him, man. Like he definitely gonna be remember why he's here. I know Jay gonna remember him. I mean, that's Jay Mans right there. Jay was the first person that was telling me
Yeah, I
about
meant
Davon
to.
Sharp. So you know what I'm saying. So I mean,
Yeah, I
I'm
meant to.
definitely gonna remember him.
Yeah, I gotta send Jay the link, man. I can't have him in. I can't have, what I'm saying, such Dayron Sharp in such a melancholy tone talking like that, man. He need fans like Jay to cheer him up. Know what I mean? Let's see if we could get Jay on the panel. Know what I'm saying? Because he really did sound like, damn, you know what I mean? That they really would trade me. You know what I'm saying? They drafted me, so I automatically got love for him. But
I don't think it's
I don't
no.
know.
I don't think it's a trade. I think it's that the fact that his money is coming up, and it's time for him to get some new money, as opposed to getting what $2 million. He probably gonna get what
Mhm.
$6 to $7 million. You know what I'm saying? That's a big jump. So I mean, who knows? He might end up in somewhere in Florida or Texas, man. Get some tax-free bread. I love that for him, man. I mean, shit, more the better.
Yeah. All right. So shout to Joey BK all day. Same question to you. How you feel about Dayron Sharpe? You kind of melancholy. I'm trying to find the content on X, and you just kind of like, you know what I'm saying? If they keep me, they keep me. I like Brooklyn, but if they don't, I understand. That was the kind of energy I felt. What saying about the business side. But do you want to keep Dayron Sharpe? Is he significant enough to keep on the roster and the rotation, or we could replace what he do easily? How you feel?
Man, I'm pro Day, man. I want to keep Day. If it was up to me, I'm trying to find a young center in the draft. I'm getting up off Claxton and I'm keeping Day.
Okay. All right. So it is a lot of Claxton rumors going to LA Lakers. If that was to happen, what would you want back from the Lakers for Claxton?
I'm hearing Gabe Vincent and Hachimura. I don't know what their pick situation looking like, but if we could work Gabe Vincent and Hachimura for Clax and you know what I mean, maybe a couple of picks, I'm cool with that. I'm comfortable with that. I'm comfortable with that trade. Absolutely, especially if I'm going to pick up a young big in the draft.
Wow. Okay.
Why you say
so
wow? You
listen, I seen Kaman Malawat hit 14 3-pointers straight, man, in the practice just recently. I think we would have to use our pick, that lottery pick, to get him. You willing to do that, or we think you could replace a different player with late in the draft for the Claxton? Joey BK, you there?
My bad. Hold on for a minute.
All right.
My bad, Breezy. I was using the bathroom.
Okay.
But I don't know, man. I'm kind of on the fence about Molly Watt, man. Cause I mean, when I seen him play in college, like yeah, he looked solid. He got a lot of upside, but I still think it's a gamble with him, man. Because I ain't really. I don't know. I didn't fall in love with the player when I seen him in college, bro. Maybe it was because he had to play a role and he really couldn't get off like that because they had Cooper Flag and all those other weapons. I did see the video on Twitter with him hitting the three, so that's good. That potential is there. However, I don't know, man. Is he gonna be able to do it in the game? Like I said, I know, he's still young and everything with Molly Walker's upside, bro. He ain't there yet. You feel me? So I'm picking um a top 10 pick off. I don't know. I don't feel comfortable taking him with that first pick, me personally.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm just asking. You know what I mean? Because he is a stretch. What I would say the Nets will look for in a stretch for, but I don't want to use that pick to get him. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't. I think the
that.
safer bet. I think the
We could
safer
have got
bet
him with
is
the second pick. I'd say yeah, but not the first pick.
exactly. I think the safer bet is going with Fears or Trey Johnson if he's possibly still available, depending on where we fall out in the lottery, or somebody like that. I think they're closer to being NBA ready. Now, what's up? What's all this Mollywop talk, man? We offer Derek Queen. I thought it was Derek Queen. Now we on Mollywop. What happened?
No. I was just saying for the stretch big part of it, but me personally, Derek Queen or Malawat, as a first pick, I mean, I could see it because of the connection that Jordy Fernandez got seeing Sabonis play and seeing Jokic play. He was the assistant coach for the Kings, and Sabonis was there. He was assistant coach with the Nuggets when Jokic was there. He was there up until the year prior them winning the NBA championship. So I could see Queen because you got a big that could score and that can pass. So I could understand that, and that's
So
not
let me ask you though, which one, which
Which
one would you which one would you rather have between Molly Watt and Queen? Like, let's just say the Nets are in position to get Molly Watt, and the lottery, got them in the top 5.
All right, bro.
Uh,
I'm gonna say this: being that the Celtics is down
Um,
0-2, being that the Celtics is
hold on,
down
hold on.
0-2, bro. I
Yeah.
think we should get it. I think we should get the number 1 pick off the strength of that shit, bro. Be honest with you, because
Hold
the
on, hold on,
NBA, the
hold on,
NBA,
hold
did
on,
this.
hold on, time
hey,
out, bro.
leave. Let
Let
him
me
answer the
question.
question.
God damn. Nigga came in hot. Pause. Well, again, because Jordy Fernandez, he do care about bigs, and I think us seeing a lot of the 3-point shooting this season that we may not realize that, but he made it a point to get Zach Edey for the national team. He's seen Sabonis play, and he's seen Jokic play. Those are 3 examples where you can see that he obviously cares about a big. If we was to get Queen, I would not be surprised. That's a fact.
I don't know. I just think Queen got that dog in him. I really don't see that dog factor with Molly Watt. I could be wrong. Like I said, with
I think
Molly Watt,
Molly Walk is a project, bro.
yeah, he's more of a project. Exactly. That's what I see when I
I
see
don't,
Molly
I
Watt.
don't like Molly Walk is way too much of a project right now. I think the for sure fires are like anything outside of the top 3, bro. Outside of Fierce and Queen. I mean, and Trey Johnson, bro. I don't like this. I don't know, bro. Like, I don't know about like Con Kneppel and all the rest of these niggas. These niggas seem like projects and role players to me.
Exactly. Exactly.
Like,
I'm 100% agree with what Leaf said. That's how I feel.
yeah, because
Yeah.
even Trey Johnson, I see as a role player at some point, man. But at the same time, he still got a good enough talent. Like the only niggas that I feel like that's gonna be like the head honchos out of the gate is probably Fizz. Queen might take a while. I mean, just depending on what's going on around them, depending on how everything goes. But outside of the top 3 and Fizz, bro, I don't really see anybody else putting a stamp on it in the NBA like right away, bro. This class is gonna be like
Hmm.
they ready to come out and hoop, bro. Like Fizz is ready. I know Fizz like Fizz is ready. Dylan is ready. Ace, I think Ace is gonna naturally get in this groove. Cooper's gonna get in this groove, and I think that's probably gonna be it, man. If anybody else starts to go crazy right away, outside of that, probably might be Yegor.
No, I
I don't
think
know.
I think outside of that, I think you hit it. I think outside of those top 3, I could see Queen and Trey Johnson going crazy, but they're gonna have to figure it out a little bit. It's not gonna be right off rip. Once they get comfortable and figure it out, I see
These
them
questions
going
are
crazy.
crazy, bro. How do y'all know that?
Huh?
These questions are crazy,
I'm
bro. How
just
y'all know?
that's just my guess, bro. I don't know or
You
not,
don't
bro.
know unless you know what team they're
That's what I
going
said.
to, bro.
I just said I think. That's
Bro,
all.
we just
But,
this is all off of
This is just my
education,
thought, bro.
educated
That's
guess.
it.
That's all.
but I'm saying though, you could have a baller on your bench, but he never get the burn though. So you gonna say like, yeah, he gonna
You
do
mean like
good.
Armani? You mean like Armani Bates or some shit like that?
I mean, it depends on how you look at Amani, but we could roll with Amani. Like, yo, Amani Bates, he got burned. He could put up buckets, but he
But
never got no burn on the
but
Cavs
but
though.
here's the thing though.
I
Here's the
mean, but the
thing though,
Cavs
Easy.
lineup is already etched in stone already.
Can I say
They
something
already
real
set.
quick? Can I say
Exactly
something
that.
real quick? Easy.
Go ahead,
Here's the
Joe.
thing though. If you a top 10 pick, regardless of what team you go to, you gonna get your opportunities, my nigga. Like
Well, not.
it's a
That's not
I don't
always
know
the
about
case.
that.
That's
That's
not
not
nah.
I don't know
always
always
the
the
about that.
case.
case.
Nah,
Oh
that's
yes,
not
nigga,
always.
that
That's not
is.
always the case, bro. I'm explaining why because some of these
In
teams
theory, it
that's in the
is. In theory,
some of these teams that's in the top 10. Let's face it, bro. These niggas got already made rosters. Nobody
Yeah.
expected Philly to bottom out. Nobody expected New Orleans to bottom out. Nobody expected
No,
San
I
Antonio.
did. No,
Nah, I
time out,
can't.
time
I
out,
can't.
time out,
I
time out,
can't
time
put
out,
them.
time out,
Leaf.
time
I
out.
can't put
No,
those teams in
you
there.
expected New Orleans
Bro,
to
don't,
be
don't,
bottom
but,
out?
No,
but
What are you
those
talking
no,
but
about?
those
stop it.
teams those teams got star
listen,
players and star
bro.
talent, bro. Like, what we
Bro, they
talking?
do, but at the end of the day, they
They
still
went through
listen.
3 rebuilds.
Leaf. Hold
Embiid
on,
is
real
the
quick.
MVP in this league. What we
It
talking?
doesn't
Embiid
matter.
never
They
got
still
past the
need
second round in this
pieces,
league. What we talking about? You see all the shit that they did,
bro. How you gonna sit there and say that? And these niggas in the lottery, they still need pieces, bro. Even though they got Embiid.
Oh, wait. I
Time
understand
out.
that, but nobody expected them niggas to be bottom 5. They
Hold
went
on,
out and signed
I did,
PG.
bro.
They inked Maxi, and I thought they was gonna be in the playoffs.
Okay, so let me ask you that. You
No.
said I'm gonna give Philly as an example. Outside of Embiid, Maxi, and McCain, I don't even want to count PG. Who the fuck else do Philly got?
But
bro, like,
wait, hold on. Let Breeze go.
Right, and then we're gonna go to Easy and Sky. That's what I'm trying to moderate run points so we could go around the pen. But again, yeah, the Pelicans. I ain't to Mo Beasley's point in the comments. Yeah, bro, I did think they were gonna be a better team. I didn't know they was gonna get hit with the injury bug like that. I thought that was crazy. But when I looked at the draft, not too crazy. And what draft pick they had, I'm like, oh, it ain't that crazy. You know what I mean? But the 76ers, they got no integrity. They got no basketball integrity. You know what I mean? They just get draft picks. And again, like I said, this Embiid's like maybe second or third time getting a new
like this
regime.
third rebuild, bro. Like, come on,
Yeah,
bro.
exactly. So it's like it's disgusting. And I understand these these big markets. You know what I'm saying? They try to make sure they're a good team, but again, like I said, they playing like trash. But I wasn't surprised to Leaf's point, no. But Easy, go ahead, Easy. Then we're gonna go to Scott. Shout out to Jay. He just joined the panel. Go ahead, Easy.
Real quick, what we was just talking about just now? What we was just talking about?
We was just talking about like the top 10 picks, how the top 10 picks don't if they gonna get burned. And I kept saying, bro, some of them teams that's getting them picks is low key undercover playoff teams. And remember, some teams they have picks of teams that bottomed
I want
out.
to rebuttal that when y'all finish. But go
Yeah,
ahead.
no, Philly washed and the Pelicans washed, bro.
Exactly.
All of these injuries, like
Joey was saying something before.
But if them teams is at full health, bro, they playoff teams, and we all know that.
That shit is we Nets fans. We know about full health and all that, bro. They can't fool us no more. Just because they on paper don't mean they on the basketball court.
Now, I wanted to say real quick. I mean, I get what Leaf is saying based off of how shit was supposed to look when the year first started. Yeah, we expected more out of teams like the Pelicans and out of teams like the Sixers. But you got to understand, based off of where they at right now, they fighting for survival, bro. They're not that good. They still need pieces. On top of that, I disagree with the take that if you got a decent team, if you're a top 10 pick, you might not get no burn. That's bullshit. Because if you go into the NBA and you hit the ground running, you feel what I'm saying? You have a good training camp and they see the potential in you, you're going to get your opportunities. And then as you excel, you'll get more opportunities. So I don't agree with that.
I think it's more situational than anything, bro. Like
let Easy respond. Let Easy respond.
Hold on, real quick. So Joey, so my question to that, right? And I'm not trying to answer a question with a question, but my question to that is, was the team that's getting the lottery pick, were they a top 10 team before the draft, or after they got the pick they turned into a top 10 team? When did the top 10 team, when did that emerge? Like before the draft, when did that happen? Because for me, right, if you're telling me a top 10 team got a lottery pick, how are you a top 10 team getting a lottery pick? So in my mind, that's telling me with the addition of this kid, you turned into a top 10 team. But if you were a top 10 team before that, you don't really need this kid. If anything, certain situations happened and you decide to go and recoup assets in the draft. But you don't need this kid necessarily.
We got to understand, in the NBA, the landscape changes so quickly. It's a lot of different moving parts. that team that we thought was a top 10 team when the season start may not be a top 10 team during the trade deadline. You don't
That's
know. A
true.
lot of
That
shit
is true.
happens.
Yo, listen,
That's
You know
true.
what I'm
I mean,
saying?
I didn't
listen,
expect Jared McCain to be in that lineup
So
and soon, and then he goes down, and then the Rookie of the Year campaign is pretty much up for grabs because that was his shit to grab
so
with the
it's a
numbers
lot of
he was
moving.
putting
It's
up.
a
I
let me
mean,
lot of
just say
moving
this.
parts.
to cap it off, I understand exactly what you're saying, Joey, bro. Like, but in terms of top 10, it may be it's rare, but it's some occasions where that top 10 pick. Like he could have the talent, but he might not have
So
the talent that that
let,
team is looking
let me ask you
for.
this question then,
Jody
Lee.
Fernandez gonna give the play a run.
Let me ask Lee. Let me ask Lee from the panel this question. We always
Go
talk
ahead.
about how top 10 picks are looked at differently. Do we agree that NBA teams give a longer leash to top 10 picks?
Of course.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah, of course.
contractual though, bro.
So how in the same breath,
I don't think
hold on, how in the same breath are we going to sit up here and say that
that
these kids
applies to
ain't going
every
to get their
team.
opportunity?
We're
Because
gonna
I
double that to
don't
you,
I
sir.
believe
didn't
that.
say that.
Listen, if you're a top 10 pick, they're going to see what you have, and if you thrive, they're going to continue to give you a bigger role. Now, somebody that's picked at the end of the draft, that's a different story. Like Cam
Right.
Thomas, they got to fight
Listen,
a little harder. You
yeah,
Yeah.
feel
but
me?
I
my
mean,
If
yeah,
thing
you
is,
that's
if
Hold
my
on,
you're a
thing
hold
cool,
top
on.
but
is,
I
10
Wait,
mean,
pick,
Wait,
hold
wait,
on,
hold
wait,
on,
let
wait.
me
Let
say
Scott go.
this.
Let
Let me
Scott
hold
say
go.
on,
Let
this.
hold
Scott
on.
go.
Right,
I'm gonna
right.
land
Let
the
Let
me
Scott
plane.
say
respond.
I'm gonna
this.
land the
Right,
plane.
go ahead. No, let Scott respond to Joey. Go ahead, Scott.
Yeah. My thing is that teams going to pick in the top 10, they're going to pick the best talent. That talent they might have that talent on the bench, but it's the top talent at that pick.
at that pick,
Hold
exactly.
on.
So
Listen,
they're going to
listen,
pick
listen.
that.
So
Go
And
ahead.
let me tell you the
Go ahead,
advantage
Scott.
to
Go ahead,
that,
Scott.
because it becomes trade bait. Now they have other assets that they can move for
Right.
something that they really need, a
Let me
Right.
cook
veteran
it tonight.
from
So
another
yes,
so
team.
so
that's
Listen.
true.
That's how teams
Let me
move.
sit the
You
fuck up.
yeah,
can't base
That's
it.
true.
but that's
You
what I'm
can't base
saying
it on the
though.
GM's move
Let me sit
just
the fuck
because
up,
you a
son.
top talent that I got to give you burn.
That's
You got
Time
to
out, time out,
100%
time
earn
out,
that
correct.
time out,
burn.
time out,
You
That's
time out,
got
that
to
time out.
that
earn
that's
that
that's a
Time
burn.
out,
hundred.
time
That's
out, time out.
100%
That's
correct.
Hold on,
bullshit.
hold on, time out.
Yeah,
I
Hold
don't.
on,
yes,
hold
you
on.
do. You got to earn that burn. You got to
Listen,
earn that
Absolutely,
burn.
listen.
but what I'm saying is,
It's
you
money
have to
involved
earn
too.
it. If you earn it, if you go into training camp and
That's
you
a
pick
lot
a,
of ifs.
We gotta
if
get to
you,
Bree's point because
That's a
that's a
lot
good
of
point
ifs
too.
you
That's a
making.
very
hey,
good point
but
too. Y'all getting
listen,
Listen,
cooking tonight,
so
nigga.
so
Hold
you
on.
telling me they just gonna trade a kid and not see where he's at? Period.
No, they're
Listen,
going to
That's
do it. No, I'm not
that's the
no.
saying
business of
that.
the
listen,
NBA. They
listen.
do it all
That's
the
If
not
you
what.
time.
take a
No,
That's not
kid,
what
but
I'm
if you
saying
take
though.
a
That's
kid
no,
in
not
no,
the
what
no,
I
no,
top
no. Let
said.
10,
Scott
if
finish.
you
Let
take a
Scott
kid in
finish.
the top 10
Let Joey
and he
finish.
go
Go
into
ahead.
training camp and he busting niggas ass,
Then he
they
get
gonna be
the then
like,
he get the
yo,
spot. He earned the
no,
spot.
and
But it
then they
doesn't
gonna be like,
necessarily always
okay,
go like that. It doesn't
It
hold
necessarily.
doesn't.
on real quick.
It
Let me say this.
doesn't.
Anybody
Wait,
could
wait,
get
wait,
Hold on,
wait,
hold
wait,
on,
traded.
wait.
hold
My
on.
fault,
Let
my
Joey
fault. Let
finish.
Joey go.
They
My
gon'
fault.
I'm not gonna sit
We
up
gotta
here and
get to
say they
Jason.
gonna give him the keys, y'all. All I'm saying is they gonna give him little by little. They gonna be like, okay, he busted niggas ass in training camp. Let's
Yeah,
give him a
I
if
mean,
couple
that's
of
the
minutes here
case,
and
that's
there.
different. What I'm
but
saying is that
Wait,
doesn't
wait,
it's
wait,
more
always
wait.
happen.
situations.
Hold
It's
on,
That
Leaf.
doesn't
Let
always
hold on,
happen.
Leaf. Let Scott finish his point. Let
Yeah,
Scott
No,
go
no,
finish.
ahead,
Then
that
go
I'll
ahead,
get.
go
doesn't.
ahead.
We'll right back.
I know you make that assumption that just because you're a top 10 that you should be able to come in this league and bust ass. That's not true.
I never said that, but go ahead.
Okay, so then when you saying that argument, it's a 50-50 chance you can get burned.
I never said that.
Then you should understand what
I
I'm
said
saying.
that that's if
Yeah,
you
that's
go
the
into
if.
training camp. I didn't say if you're a top 10 pick, you gonna go
But
into
you
training
saying
camp
I,
and
that
bust
you
niggas
said the
ass.
top
I
yo,
10
never
Joey,
said
will
that.
get
yo,
What
burned.
I
That's
Joey,
said
not
is
true.
if you go
yo,
into
jo-
training camp and you bust niggas ass,
Yeah, but
you're going to fucking have niggas
I
antennas up.
agree with
They
you.
yo,
might give
yo,
you
I
a
Joey,
little
agree.
bit of
Joey.
minutes.
I
I
agree with
promise
you.
you, and I'm sure Cam Thomas went into training camp and was busting ass and still didn't
But
get no
but but
burn.
but Jay,
Right,
Cam Thomas
exactly.
wasn't a lottery
Ex-
pick.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that
yeah,
He
yeah,
doesn't.
yeah.
wasn't. He
He
wasn't. You
wasn't a
right,
top
but I'm
10
sure
pick.
he
Hold
was
on, wait,
busting
hold
You
on. Let
ass.
me
take
get
it.
to that
He
point.
he
Hold
wasn't
on,
a
let me
top
get.
10,
GM,
but I
Hold
want to
on.
add another.
Let me.
I just
Hold
can
wanted to
on.
I,
Let me
add
let me
get.
say
another
one
element to
thing.
the
Hold on. Now,
conversation.
Let Scott
hold on.
finish it.
Let me.
Then we gonna get to Leaf.
Yeah,
Hold on.
yeah.
No, we gotta get to me. We
Yeah.
gotta get to me.
Oh
Come
yeah,
on.
we gotta get to Breeze. We gotta get to
Yeah,
Breeze.
listen, that contractual part, y'all can't miss that part. That shit is everything when it comes come down to
Yes.
either your top 1, 2, 3 pick or a top 5 pick or a top 10 pick. There's stipulations as far as opportunities. Like Reed Shepard, for one reason or another, it didn't work. But did he get the opportunities? Yeah. You're not going to just get a top 3 pick and not give him the
Whoa,
opportunity.
what the fuck you
And he
mean it ain't
did.
work? Whoa.
I mean,
Yeah, no,
like
you
he
get the
would he didn't
opportunity.
enter the starting lineup. So more times than not, a top 3 pick gets into the starting rotation. He was a
Bro,
top
you see,
3
this
pick.
is what
Yo, hold on, wait,
you
Breeze.
see.
You watched that video I sent you, that Cooper Flag video I sent you earlier?
No, I didn't say it. No.
Bro, they said if this nigga Cooper Flag goes into the draft this year, by the time he re-signs, he's eligible for a $400 million contract.
Wait,
What
wait,
the
wait.
fuck?
A $400 million
But
contract with who?
Right. Hold on. We
whatever
gonna
team he
hold on.
signs with,
Hold on. Let me get.
because
We're
he,
gonna get to that. Hold on, but we're gonna
bro,
get to that. But
that
what I'm
shit is
saying
crazy.
is that, in my
You just
opinion,
mentioned the opportunities. That's
No,
why.
no,
right,
That's one of them
no, you're not,
opportunities.
you're not
I mean,
wrong.
but
But
that sound
I'm
like number one pick shit only though.
right.
wait,
But no,
hold on.
hold
Yeah,
Let's
on.
get back to Bruce's point. Let's get back to Bruce's point.
I don't want to skip what I was saying before I got to that point. What I'm saying is the top 3 picks. I feel like, and I don't know this evidence wise, like I see it with my own eyes. I'm saying that like, uh, you get guaranteed shot attempts and guaranteed minutes based on quotas. Like I
Right.
think contracts have quotas in it for those top 3 picks. So you
I
get
don't know.
the free
Ah.
attempts
I
and
don't
minutes,
know.
but if you don't reach those quotas, you might go to the G League, like Reed Shepherd. But he did come back and didn't get minutes, but he couldn't crack that starting lineup on a
Who do
regular
you
basis.
crack it over?
I mean,
Who
but
do
who do you
The
crack it
teams,
over?
the
Because like the thing is,
and
you
this is
already
a
got
point
a
that you made
yeah,
before,
yeah, yeah.
Breeze.
So I wanted to continue with this point. I
No, but
think
what
it's
I'm
different.
saying, usually top 3 picks get guaranteed minutes when they get
Usually, but
But who do
and
you
starting
crack it
rotation
over?
minutes.
but hold on,
Hold
wait.
on,
I just wanted to
But
add.
wait,
Go
hold
ahead.
on, no. Before y'all switch the conversation to something else, what I'm saying is the top 3 picks. Seriously, this top 3 picks, they usually get starter minutes. They drafting them to start.
That's true. Can I say this?
Usually
That's
it's a
true.
high
You know
rate of
why
that.
that's
But
true?
I
What
wanted to
Breeze
Because
is
the
add
saying.
something.
team is
Hold on,
bad,
real
bro.
quick. You
That's
know
But
why
why.
true what
I wanted
Breeze
to
is
add
saying?
something along with
Because
that.
most of the
I'm with him.
picks.
That's
Hold on. You know
it's a
why true what
territory.
Breeze is saying? Because most of the top 3 picks are going to very, very terrible
right,
teams
right.
Yes.
Yes.
who really
right.
But
need
that's the
them.
Yeah.
They
territory,
But
want
bro.
but
them
I
bad.
That's
but I
not
want to add. But I want
like
to add
The
Hold on,
certain
Houston
elements.
Rockets is a different
wait. Before
Wait.
y'all
situation.
get away from
Hold up.
Breeze
I
point
just wanted to add certain elements to the
about
conversation because in the case of Reed Shepherd, that's a 500 team that he went to. He was supposed to go to us,
Yes.
which was supposed to be was supposed to be an under 500 team. Usually, the top 3 picks go to bad teams. So if you go into a team that is already on the mindset of, all right, yo, we got our starting lineup. Okay, even though we're gonna get a top 3 pick, we're gonna have this guy probably redshirt in the lab. We're gonna have him like just in case our starting point guard start asking for odding amount of dollars. All right, now we got somebody cheaper that we could bring off the bench. That's a top 3 pick, and we could trade him and go get more pieces elsewhere on the roster and fill that out.
Exactly.
That's step one. Step two. All right, yo, we bringing him along. We bringing this pick along slowly. Now we don't have to rush him. We don't have to put him out there in the Lions Den already, just because he a top 3 pick, and we still a good team.
That's
And
right.
this is in the Rockets case. You know, I'm just speaking on them.
Mo BZ,
And
Mo
hold on,
BZ.
I'm
Hold
just
on,
going
no,
through
Mo
the steps.
BZ a
Hold on, let me
Rocket.
finish
Hold
the
on,
steps of it.
Mo BZ a Rocket fan. He said Reed not getting minutes over a $40 million point guard.
Thank you.
Exactly.
So I get that.
Exactly. So they have an invested interest in Fred Van Vliet, who they paid 3 years, 140 something $1 million to.
Right.
So Reed Shepherd is got to go in the back of the line just
I think they
because of the
want him to
business.
learn. They want him
Right.
to
Oh yeah,
essentially
Right.
like
and
CP3
I
type
think that's a
shit,
good thing. That's
that
like
point guard. He did
That's
that.
yeah,
right.
that's basically like in the NFL when you got a quarterback that's older and a Hall of Fame quarterback, but you still got a young
Yeah.
quarterback at like a top 5 pick.
Right.
They usually sit him on the bench for like 3 years and have him learn, a la Aaron Rodgers when he sat on the bench for 5 years around behind Brett Favre,
Yeah,
Brent
Steve
Favre.
a
Young
la
too. Steve Young did
Steve
it.
Young sat on the bench for
Yeah,
five
no,
years.
I get what you're saying. I just want
Yeah,
to go
yeah.
around the panel because it's Jay here, Scott, and LM here. I don't want to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so I mean, just in the case of top tens, some situations could end up like exactly like I was talking about. But I
Yep.
mean, but usually top 3 picks go to bottom feeder teams, and they gotta hit the ground running right away. They gotta be the guy right away.
And it happens more often than you think.
It does happen more often than you think.
And again,
It's a lot of
I think
second round picks getting more burned because they do the intangibles.
Right.
Jalen Wells was in the starting lineup. He was doing
Right.
the intangibles. So
And
I mean, it could work.
hold on. And to bring it back, I wanted to go around the panel and get to Jay and ask him how he felt about what Dayron Sharpe said. He was kind of melancholy about being in the free agency. You know what I'm saying? And you have been one of the biggest supporters of Dayron Sharpe. So, I just wanted to get your take on it. Are you on the fence about keeping him in a rotation next season, or is he essential for the Brooklyn Nets to keep him? What's your thoughts on
That nigga
Dayron?
gone.
Well, I didn't see what he said, and I don't believe he's going anywhere. But if another team is going to make an offer that he can't refuse, he gonna have to do what he got to do. You know what I mean? I
Your
think,
man's got to get that bread, man. So,
yeah, I
I
think
got
it.
all the love in the world for him,
The
bro.
nigga need more burn, nigga. Fuck all that, bro. What? I'm going to a different team to get burn. If I get a bigger guaranteed contract, bro, I'm gonna be. There's no way around it, nigga. I'm going to be
What team
guaranteed
we
time.
talking about though? Like,
No,
I
A
but
mean,
lot of
no.
teams
Time
like
out. Time
Dayron.
out.
A
Time
lot
out.
of
Hold on.
teams
Hold
like
on. Hold
Dayron.
on. Hold on. Time out. Time
The
out. Time out.
Lakers.
I asked Jay the question. Jay said that he don't think Dayron is going nowhere. Let's just stay there before y'all just
Right.
want to shop him off like it's 2K. God damn it.
I'm not
Oh,
Yeah.
trying to shop him off, Breeze. Yo,
I
the
mean,
no,
nigga
yeah,
need to
okay.
get burn,
I'm not
bro.
shopping him off.
You
Breeze, he's shopping himself, bro. He's a free agent. He's allowed to do what he want to do.
Breeze. Real quick. Let me just say this. If the man think he good to get more burn, you think you gonna get more burn on this team?
bro,
Yeah,
he
he
got a
could.
place
He
here.
could.
Tell me why.
So hold on. All right.
Why
So
he
let me
can't?
ask.
No, tell me why he can't. It's more reason why he can't than why would he? Like he's been on. It's
So
mad reasons why he should.
Right.
he should, but my thing is, if he go to a different team that needs a center, he is. So why would he get more burn on this team? You telling me about theory?
Been
I
sitting
know for a
behind
fact
Claxton
he
for
gonna
like
get
3
burn.
No, because
years,
you
bro.
saying
Like,
the same thing. You telling me about theories. Like it's plenty of reasons why he
Claxton
can
right in
get.
front of him, bro. They could
Yeah,
play.
but you
They could
keep
play
been
every
Zion
night.
sitting
right.
Oh
behind
no,
Claxton
no,
for
don't
four
do
years,
don't do
bro.
that.
Like,
Don't
come
do
on.
that. Don't do
If
that.
it,
Don't do
We
that.
not.
but
Listen.
nah,
So
Jay,
let's not play.
Jay. Only
First
thing
of
I'm
all,
saying,
y'all
Jay,
not
if it,
y'all don't like to
Let him.
listen, bro.
Wait,
Y'all
Right.
like
Let
to
him
talk a
go. Let him
lot.
let
finish.
Just
Jay go.
you got to let
Exactly.
somebody
Let him
respond to
listen.
you.
My fault. Let Jay
Facts. I
go.
did ask Jay.
Bro, you saying Claxton is in front of him, but then at the same time, y'all get up here every night and talk about Claxton is about to get traded to the Lakers. Make it make sense. Like it's multiple things that could happen and will happen. You just gotta wait to see it happen. And like I
Facts.
said, it would be terrible to lose a rebounder as good as him. So obviously, the team wants to sign him, but they probably don't know what his value is. So they got to let him see what he's capable of getting in free agency
The
and
business
see
part.
if they are capable of matching it with the trajectory of what they're already trying to do.
Or if they,
Hmm.
it's not if
Thank you.
they,
that's true.
are they willing to match it?
Well, yeah,
That's the
yeah,
thing.
Yeah,
yeah.
or they're
I
All
willing.
right.
don't
So
like
hold
that
on.
now. Because what
Hold on.
happens if
Hold
somebody
on.
throw a big bag at him?
I mean,
Hold
but
on, y'all. Hold
how
Because
on.
many
the
restricted
Nets got
deals we
money
got
to
on this
spend.
team,
The
Yeah,
Nets
bro?
if
got
We,
money to
somebody
spend.
does throw a big bag at them, they'll have to evaluate whether they
Whether
want to
it's
match
worth
it.
it.
Hold on.
But all of that depends on who they get in the draft and all
Right.
sorts of other shit.
Everything is based
Right.
off the
Hold on. Hold on.
draft.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let me say this. This is Dayron Sharp stats, and I just wanted to say this to Jay. Then we can move around the panel, but I want to get Jay thoughts on this. This is him from his rookie year till now, right?
Hold on. Can you
His
zoom in?
strength.
Because I'm fucking struggling right now, my nigga. I ain't
Okay.
gonna lie to
Okay.
you, bro.
All right. So I'm gonna just focus on the rebound stat. We're not focused on the points per se. We're gonna focus on the rebound stat. This Dayron Sharp. Make sure this Dayron.
Especially the oh shit, god damn, my nigga. Hold on.
All right. All right. So
I couldn't see shit.
right.
nah, I had to get on the computer myself. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got this shit
Nigga be
on
trying to.
TV, so I'm
Yeah,
good.
yeah, 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 yeah. Let me hook up. Yeah, let me get on the P5. Get on YouTube.
Oh
All
shit.
right, so look, all right, so the defensive rebounds, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm gonna
If
keep it
anything, the
real.
offensive rebound, the offense, that's the premium quality he got right there. That's a
And that's
premium
the very
quality.
premium quality. Bro. I mean, one of the best in
See,
the league.
but
I
I feel
mean,
like
Best in the
see,
league.
these not the stats that you need to be looking at. You gotta look at the per 36 minute stats and all sorts of shit
nigga
like
said the
that,
per
or
36
or
minutes.
or
No,
all
no,
the
no, 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 no,
advanced
no,
shit.
no, no, no. He
Because
right. Listen, no,
that's
no,
where Dayron shines. You know
no,
what I
no.
mean?
Go, Breeze. If you can, go to his per 36 because the per 36 is going to extrapolate
It's
what
right
he
here.
do,
This
and
is it.
it's going to show if he was a full time starter. That was what
Okay.
he would be doing. So
This is
real quick,
his per 36 is this. This is his per 36. His per yeah, I can't believe I'm even looking at this. His per 36, his rookie season,
we talking
he
ball
averaged.
tonight, nigga. That's
No,
what's going on,
but
nigga.
look at
Yeah,
that
he
though. Look
is.
at the offensive rebounds and the defensive rebounds and even the points.
That shit is at 7, 6, 6. Fuck.
Yeah, you see,
I mean,
do you see the per
for
36?
the minutes
He
that he
on
get on the
top.
court, that's
So
effective. I mean, like, and it's valuable to a team that might value him. You know what I'm saying? So I
Yo,
mean,
hold on. Y'all see his numbers? He was really hooping like this.
Yep.
Wait,
Yep.
wait,
Hold
wait,
on,
hold on, Breeze.
bro, it
Remember, it's
say
per
18 and
it's
36.
per
Per
30, it's per
36.
36, but
Calm
it's per
down, bro.
36. Calm down, bro.
When you go to per 36, the bar, the range goes up. It changes now. So don't think of the average numbers that a player is putting up. It's a per 36. It's extrapolating what the person could do if he was a full-time starter. But then you have
Okay.
to put that into effect. Like,
It's like
okay,
it's like a
we
Okay.
could put the
guesstimate,
whole
right?
league.
Yeah,
It's like
thank
a
you
that's
for that,
guesstimate.
like
TV.
it's like let's
But it got
say he
but it's a
was
formula.
getting
There's a
36
formula into
minutes
it.
a game type shit.
Yeah,
Right,
They
but it's a
they
formula
basing that
into it.
off of the
Off
stats
of
he
the
got.
production that he already
Yeah.
did already.
right.
So they're gonna extrapolate. If you got 2
I
offensive rebounds in the first quarter and you only
yeah,
had 12 minutes of play, we can
yeah.
extrapolate that. If we give you 36 minutes, you should
It,
get at
it's
least
it's a
6
guesstimate, man.
rebounds.
It's a guesstimate.
All right, so
But
hold
you
on.
gotta put that into effect real quick, Brees. You gotta put that into
Yeah,
effect. Every other player in the NBA can be put into per 36 as well. So
right.
he could be
Right.
having great numbers right as you're looking at right here, but
Hmm.
another player could be put right in that situation and even have better numbers. So it's looking great right now, but let's take
Hmm.
that into effect in a vacuum. If
There's
he
a
was
lot
getting
of
a
other
full-time
niggas that's
No,
per
hold on.
36. They numbers is godly as fuck.
The only
Right.
reason why I brought it up is because they were saying during the season that Dayron Sharpe was like first or second in rebounds per 36 minutes.
hmm
Like
Hmm.
I
they was
remember that.
bringing it up as that's the only reason why I knew what the stat was because of him. But
Bro,
Right.
the
Right.
only
Right.
person that be really beating him out and rebounding is Drummond, bro. That's it.
Hmm. Yeah. And hold
and it
on.
would
And
be
said
terrible to lose a guy like that. That's a
this
guy
is
that can keep
But who beating
right.
them out
developing.
on
Right. Hold
offensive
on.
rebounds? Who beating them out on offensive
Right. Right.
rebounds?
Hold on. I just for the people because I heard you say somebody might not see this because of the letters and how it look. I just want to let y'all know the numbers. His per 36 numbers. His rookie season, 18, and then I'm gonna continue. It's 18 and 14, rebound points and rebounds. So it's 18 and 14, then 14 and 13, then 16 and 15, then 15 and 13, and overall it's in total is 16 and 14. Per 36, he's putting up 16 points and 14 rebounds, and almost half of that is offensive rebounds. So this is impressive. And again, to Jay's point, I'm not losing this guy for nothing. A contender want this player. Somebody want this player. You don't. You sign and trade Dayron Sharpe at the. You know what I mean? In worst case scenario, the
Re-
best case scenario, you keep him in the rotation.
But here's the thing,
Real
though,
quick,
guys. Like,
And
if we
like I keep saying, they've been trading Claxton's replacement.
re-
They
re-
don't have a Dayron replacement,
right, but
They,
real quick, Joey.
here's
Real
the
but they
quick,
thing,
want
though.
Dayron as
real,
the backup
That
center,
Claxton
not the starting
replacement was
center.
supposed to
real,
be Clowney, but he keep getting hurt.
real quick. What about the per 36? With the per 36, it's taking the minutes you played. Remember, because look, you got per 100 possessions. It's taking the minutes you played, so it could take from like one game. Dayron played against like October 12th against the Minnesota Timberwolves, right? And he go crazy. And then the next game he played is like October 18th against the Detroit Pistons. It's gonna take those 2 games from those minutes he's played and combine it into 36, and that's where you get the number from. So
Yeah,
it's from what he's put
per
that
36 minutes.
but put that into your mind though, because look at that gap right there. The last time you played was a 12th, and the next time you play is an 18, and we just taking those two. So you're not a full-time starter. We're piecing you in right there. So it's gonna be a different variable if I put you full-time starter and you play in the 12th, the 13th, the 15th, the 17th, and now you come up to the 18th.
Mhm.
I get what you're saying,
Yeah.
but they have this stat for a reason, though.
Right?
Yeah.
No,
It's
for sure,
it's a
for sure, for
glimpse.
sure, for sure.
It's a
But
glimpse.
go ahead, Joey. My fault. My fault. Go ahead, Joey. Oh, Joey dipped for a second. All right.
Well,
But
yeah,
yeah,
but
I'm just saying, you don't lose a guy like this for nothing, man. Like,
No.
and I feel
You should
like
have, but you
they've
should
been
have
training.
traded this
They
nigga.
I feel
trade him
like
for what? We don't
No,
trade.
No, I'm saying if you're
but
gonna
trade him for
lose,
what? But he didn't have no value at the
he
time,
had
bro.
value, bro. He had value.
No, I'm
Niggas
talking about
recognized
the
who this
Bro,
value.
nigga
The
is.
bro, why
value
do
is
y'all
not in
keep
his.
saying trade people that are
No, no, no,
good?
no, no, no,
No,
no.
no,
Hold
no.
up.
I'm
Wait,
not.
wait, 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 wait. Hold up.
Jay.
Easy. Hold on.
My
The
fault, bro. At
value,
least
the
go ahead.
value is the value is not in his game. The value is in the dollars. That's why we didn't get rid of Cam Thomas.
That
We
true.
gotta wait till these players start making real money, bro. Like this
That
is how the
true.
CBA works. The CBA works, bro. Like you gotta match you gotta match every dollar amount. They not gonna take. They not gonna take pennies off of this and let's move this and move that unless you have additional cap space. Da 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 da. So the thing is like by the time we sign him and he have one of them he have like a astronomical season, and then his money go up. Let's say he go up from like 3 mil and then he making like 11 mil. Then that's the value. Then you can go send that and see if he want to go elsewhere or whatever, and then do that from there, and then do your business from there. But the position that we put ourselves in, the with the how many players that we're gonna have on our roster coming into the season, bro. Some of these players that are they are not gonna get signed, and they probably gonna leave for nothing. So
Bro,
so
y'all
we're
don't
building
know
a
that.
whole nother team. We're really a
You
project
don't
right
know
now.
that. You don't know that they're gonna draft 4 players for real.
But here my thing, right? Here my
Like they
thing.
got 4
Not
picks,
yet.
but you don't know that they're gonna draft 4 players.
I
Now
don't know
you
that they're
Not
gonna.
yet.
I don't know that they're gonna sign 4 players out
Right.
of the draft. That's
I,
what but they're gonna draft 4 players, but because they had the picks, unless they trade them shits up or whatever,
Yeah,
then
that they
that's
might
gonna
do
be what
that.
it be. But as of right
Yo,
now, we
They
they
know they're
may
might
going.
do that.
trade up, they may trade back, they may trade for a player, they may do anything. It's so many different variables.
Yep.
You
There
but
is
can't
but
that
get
right.
married to one just
but
because
here
that's what you want.
but here my thing with the
Uh,
Dayron thing, right? So my thing is right. He's going into free agency now, so there's a possibility that you could lose him for nothing now. My thing is if you wasn't gonna
Restricted
why
free agency, right?
is it restricted free agency? That's a
I'm
good
pretty
question.
sure because we drafted him, so
Yeah,
at
he's
least we
our
got
guy,
bird
so it's
rights or
restricted.
some shit,
Hold
It's
on,
whatever.
hold
restricted.
on.
I think that
I
Dayron
need
was
to know if it's
Dayron a first
restricted or
round pick.
unrestricted.
If Dayron was a first round
I
pick, then he
don't
might be
think
restricted. He
Because
might.
look,
I
this is what
don't
I'm
think
saying.
he's first. Was he first?
Nah, he
Yeah,
was.
he was first round, but what I'm saying is they probably want to let him test the market to see what he can get to figure out what they should pay him. Like, especially if
That's
they
a smart
offered
thing to do,
something.
though. That's what they always
Right,
do.
right. That's
Yeah.
business. You gotta test the market to see
What?
the value of something.
Why you gonna hurry up? Why you gonna hurry up and pay the guy a bunch of money when it's other teams out there that's probably not gonna pay him that
I think you
half of
should
it
have
Right.
put a.
anymore?
I think you should have put a contract in front of him in the beginning of the season to see if he would have took that. Then we could have fucking
Nah,
danced with the
But
possibility.
here's
you
the
got to
thing,
do it
though.
this way.
We
You
love
got to do it
we
this
Yeah, I
love
way.
J.
keep
Ron.
telling you,
What?
Sean Marks and them said since last season, with the most thing they try and do is keep their options open.
Right.
So
They're not making no moves
right,
like that.
Let's
But
keep
you
it a
don't have to
buck,
give him a
right.
though.
contract that
Let's keep
ties
it a buck,
your
though. Easy.
flexibility
Like
down.
we
Yeah,
love
but you
Ron,
don't.
guys. We love him, but he's still one of those players you got a question mark around. Like the Nets. Now,
Yeah.
if the Nets was for sure they wanted to keep
I'm
him,
not gonna
they
lie.
would.
We got like six restricted free agents
Oh,
They
on our
let
they.
Joey
list.
finish.
Yeah.
Then
Let
go.
Joey.
I'm just saying
Then we gotta get
they
the
got a
hell in.
question. He's one of those players that you just don't know. It's a lot of
Right.
gray area there.
Mm-hmm.
So if they really wanted to keep him and they thought like, yo, we gotta have this guy, he would have listen, sign him already. But based off of, they're not really sure
But that's
where.
exactly my point, though, Joey. If you're not sure, stop playing with your food, then, bro. Stop playing with your food.
No,
That's a you
but
dealing
But
with a
like Jay,
person,
but
not
they
a.
doing it the right way if
but
they
they
gonna
doing it.
do it that.
But Jay said it perfectly. They doing it the right way. They gonna let the market dictate his
Right.
value.
That's
So
if you're
you
not
go
gonna
out
pay
there
them,
and
then
you
you
try
gotta
to
let
get
you gotta
you say,
wait. You gotta
Dayron,
wait.
you go get a couple of offer sheets, and based off those offer sheets, we're gonna take a peek at them, and we're gonna be like, okay, yeah,
Apparent
we could do that, or we gonna say, nah, juice isn't worth the squeeze. We go another
apparently
Yeah,
like
direction.
go
So
get your money,
hold
young
on,
man.
Yeah.
Because it's either gonna
hold on. Let
because
me
look, it's either gonna be he gonna
hold
go
on.
find a contract that, and then we gonna be like, yeah, we'll pay you that easy. Not me. We
I
have
just
that for you.
I just wanna add.
Or he gonna
go
get a
ahead.
contract and they gonna say, yo, bro, we can't give you that. Go get your money, young man.
Exactly.
You know what? I agree with what y'all saying, bro. But I
Right, but
think
hold
we playing a deadly
on.
game with
Let me
these restricted contracts, bro.
hold on.
Let
Let
Breeze
me
go.
get LM in the conversation. LM
Go
didn't
ahead.
say nothing yet.
Facts.
Shout to LM. Shout to the whole
And
fam.
like Bree said, it probably be a sided trade. Okay.
His mic is off.
Well, Jay.
Nah, he here though.
Like,
I know he
Oh,
here.
okay.
I don't think you could do a sign and
yeah,
trade with
There you
restricted
go.
sign a trade
contracts.
because,
No,
like you
I
said,
was waiting for him to
Maybe
ask a
not.
that's
question.
two ways. It's two ways to match them. You know what I'm saying? You could assign and
No,
trade. You could put them in a situation where you get the value for Dayron Sharpe like that, or you could just straight match whatever. You know what I mean? And the
I
sign and
no.
trade
What I'm saying is,
value.
I
But
don't know if you could
the
do it.
trade
I
would
don't know
probably
if you
have
could
to
do it
come
with a
after the
restricted deal though.
yeah,
No,
I
it
gotta
probably
check that.
wouldn't
I gotta
happen
check the
right
rule
then.
book,
It'd
bro.
be a certain date
Hold
you gotta hold them
yeah,
to.
yeah. Hold on. Let's go to LM. Because
What's the
we
question,
got
bro?
King, we
Is
got
it me or is
Dayron
it
out
Breeze chopping
to
in and out?
LM.
Is it me?
He a little
We got
choppy.
Dayron and
Okay.
Cam Thomas out of the draft. We've seen success with our roster. Or we've seen success with our roster in the rotation far as late in the draft. We've seen Clowney in the rotation, Jalen Wilson in the rotation, Cam Thomas in the rotation, and Dayron Sharpe in the rotation. Is there any player in the draft, LM, that could do what Dayron do for us to even be talking like this? Or we need to just appreciate Dayron Sharpe because it's not like we could get a rebounder like him in the draft.
oh, I
LM, you there?
mean,
Who's the
Don't
best
tell me
rebounder?
Common Maluk.
yeah,
Who's the
I
best rebounder
mean,
in the draft? Who the best rebounder in the draft in the lottery?
Probably to me, probably
probably.
Kalkbrenner.
I mean, it could be Queen, could be Malawak.
I'll
I don't
say
know.
Kalkbrenner.
Don't tell me
Trippy.
Malawak. He had no
No,
rebounds.
no, no, no.
Yeah, that's one. That's
I think
one
LM,
it's
game
nah.
though.
I think
But
it's
hold on.
Ryan Kalkbrenner from Crichton, bro. Like it might be him because he could
Malawak
man the
had
paint
no
by
LM,
himself.
rebounds.
so hold on, but let's use that as a IE. Do you think we could get him with one of the later picks? A
you
Cock
We could
probably
Burner?
definitely
can.
get Kalkbrenner.
But
But
like
do
I
you want to
said, it
use one of your
depends.
picks
Yo,
just?
It
yo,
dep-
let LM answer. He keeps
It
saying
depends.
LM,
Right.
everybody else.
My fault.
It depends
Go
on
ahead, LM.
if the scouting report. It depends on the scouts if they're doing their due diligence in the room. If they're looking at what do we need? Then if Kalkbrenner's on the board, I think he might go second round. Realistic. If you got a pick in the second round and
Oh
you
hell
need
no.
a center, I mean, if you already got half of your roster set, then you could. But we can't afford to be. To me,
You can't
we
waste a
can't
first
afford to
round
be
on the
choosing
second
the.
round.
Wait, what you mean?
You can't use a first round pick on a second round pick, bro. Is that what's happening?
What you mean? No.
But
We have a second round
he
pick,
have
bro.
a second round
That
No,
ain't what
pick.
he
I
said.
know, but I'm saying
Yeah,
don't
we got it.
use one of your first round picks on a guy that you know about to hit the second round, bro.
That's not what he
No.
said.
But it's not what I
That's not. No,
said.
that's
No,
not
no,
what
I'm
we're
not saying
saying.
that's what
No.
I'm saying. I'm just
That's
saying.
not what we
No,
say. No, that's not
he's
what we're saying.
going he's
He's
not
gonna
going to be a
fall in
first
the
round
second
pick.
round, and
He's
then we'll
falling in
have
the
a chance
second
at
round where
him.
you can get him at.
Yeah,
Just like we
we can get
drafted
him there.
Jalen Wilson at.
Yeah.
Like you might be able to use a pick on him
Right,
in the
but
second
LM, what
round.
I'm
He's not
saying
a
is
lottery pick.
what I'm
Breeze got a little lag.
hold on, LM. But is Kalkbrenner a better offensive player than Dayron Sharpe? Or is he a better rebounder? Because Dayron Sharpe got a knack for the ball. He got a nose for the ball. This whole, we could get him like how many rebounds he getting in college right now? Like what he doing?
Kalkbrenner had
He,
like
he
20 rebound games, I think, some shit like that. I
the
don't
thing
remember what he
with the
had.
only thing with Dayron is
Right.
the gripe against him. He is a very good rebounder, but he's still 6'9", right? As opposed to Kalkbrenner, who's 7'3". We've been asking for 7-foot dudes on this team for a minute
Kalkbrenner
now.
7'3".
Like, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I ain't gonna lie, Jay. Dayron Sharpe nowadays might be numbers. I ain't gonna hold you.
The
Listen.
problem with the 7 foot is the
But
Soon
what
problem
as
you
with the
that
can
nigga,
say
seven
is
soon as
foot.
that
Listen,
nigga said, soon
I
as he
told you
said
about that.
7'3", that nigga was sold.
I told you that
Soon
No, but
story.
as
the
he said
problem
7'3", that nigga was
I
sold,
told
bro.
you. I
the
told
problem
you.
with
I'm
Stop
the
telling you,
playing
bro.
with
You can get
me.
that nigga to come down the street. He was sold, bro.
I
He was
don't
like,
agree
yo,
with that.
get this nigga
God,
to come down the street, bro. He
the
got it.
problem
Yo, he
This
got the
nigga
money,
said
bro.
Nah,
7'3".
the
That
nah.
nigga
problem with
said
the 7
7'3", That
shooters,
nigga said,
though.
that nigga said, yo,
But
he's
what does
7'3".
Daron have
The
to
problem
do?
with the
Carl,
Is he a
What?
7
better?
Fits.
Hold on. LM, is he a better rebounder than Daron Sharpe? I mean, or do you see the same upside? It's fair to say.
I mean, he has good offense too. You seen him,
We ain't gotta pay that nigga no
shoot
money.
the
No,
stretch too.
we ain't see him.
We
I ain't
seen
see
it.
him. We
Well, I've seen him. Like basically,
we
he can do other things on the offense. He has good rebounding IQ. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he should. He's freaking 7 foot. You know what I'm
That's
he
saying?
can do
So I
other things
mean,
on
he can do other
okay.
things on the offense. He's a pretty good passer as well. You know what
He
I'm
could
saying? He
man
could
the
pay
paint, block
man
shots.
the
Yeah.
paint. You know what I'm saying? And since he is 7 footer, that nigga don't move like Wimby. He don't gotta do much. Just stand in the paint, do what you do, and
Yeah,
and
So
his
you
and,
think he's a
problem
and
is
better
they'll
defender?
extremely
find
He's a
him.
slow.
better defender than Daron Sharpe?
He
Mm.
I think
can. I
so.
mean, yeah, he can be. Yeah,
He is.
he might be a better defender
He might
already.
be. He might be.
Okay. I'm just saying,
Mm.
Jay, it's just
What makes a guy
I
a
you
think
good
he can
gotta
defender?
still
What
keep
what
again,
Dayron, but
Jay. I'm
if
just
this
trying to
playoffs
say
if this
I don't
playoffs is
know.
showing you
Hey,
something,
y'all, I'm gonna keep it a
they
buck, bro.
running two
Yo, Jay,
bigs at
shout out to your
7 foot
man's man. I hope he get his bread, but
Right, they're
it
running
probably
too
ain't gonna
big.
be here, bro.
Yo, y'all
They're running a
niggas
lot of
just love
bigs.
to
I
play
think we should
2K.
keep Dayron. I'm not even gonna lie, but
Yeah, because
if they looking at a
Like,
replacement,
yo,
because of
man,
his
They
experience now
they let
after
him
y'all
say
4
y'all
that.
years in
just
the
love to
league
play 2K, man. Y'all just
makes it
love to
harder
make
Bro,
for
the
you
nigga's
to
imaginary trade
7'3",
replace him.
bro.
scenarios
We've been waiting for
all
this, bro.
day.
Keep
No,
him.
yeah, I know y'all been waiting for the day where y'all could
They
just
able to
trade
say that.
people's
We keeping
lives
him. We
away
gotta
and their
keep him.
family
Nigga, he a
If
free
anything,
agent,
he
at a
nigga.
spoke better.
whim,
And
at a
We'll
moment's
trade his life
notice.
away, nigga. He's
Just
Nah,
trade
bro.
free
people's families,
trade lives
like,
away.
like,
This
like make
nigga, bro.
niggas
This
unenrolled from
nigga is a free.
school.
Your man is a free agent, bro. What you talking
do
about?
y'all really look at most of the players
He has the
on this?
opportunity to get
Hold
his
on, hold
money.
on, Leaf. Do y'all really look at most of the players on this team as like untouchable?
No,
Huh?
no, I don't think they're
Ain't
untouchable.
nobody untouchable.
Kim Town.
Huh?
Nobody is
So what
touchable.
all the argument about, bro? Tell that nigga
Oh
Davon go
my
get his money,
god.
bro.
That's what I'm saying. If no one on this team is untouchable, I
Because
mean,
y'all
Nobody.
ain't
The
none of
nigga,
y'all
Now
the nigga
I'm
ain't none
Davon
of
might.
y'all niggas Sean
no.
Marks. Y'all really just sitting here chatting. Like y'all saying what y'all want, but ain't
But
none of
I'm
that shit
saying,
really
bro,
gonna happen.
if y'all saying Sean Marks,
oh,
if y'all saying there's not up to us,
that ain't none
and
of y'all
If
niggas
Sean
Shaw
Marks has
Marks.
made
Like,
moves that the fan base what didn't exactly agree with, then what's to say that nigga don't get Daron the fuck out of here if we want him on the team?
yeah, but
Exactly.
that's exactly you just said he do shit that y'all don't agree with, and all y'all agree with that. So he's not gonna do it.
No,
Oh my
I
god.
don't
That's what I'm
agree. I
trying to
said
Now
tell
you
you.
trying to pull
I
that
said
reverse.
keep
Now
I
you
That's what
trying
I'm
to
said
pull
trying to
keep
that
tell you.
reverse
This a
shit, bro.
verse
Like,
Uno
stop
card
it,
right
bro.
here. A verse Uno
I
card
said
right here.
keep Daron.
This
If there's
nigga
nothing
Jay,
in the
bro.
market for if there's nothing in the market for him, then
This nigga
obviously
Jay
keep him.
swear he playing
But
chess, bro. Like I'm like, yo, what the fuck is?
nobody on this team, I think they look at as core pieces in the front office. I think if there's a nigga that's better than you, bye bye.
I'm
Like
I
not
mean,
gonna
how
lie.
much? How
I'm
much
like
y'all
easy
think
to
is going?
replace.
Can I ask a question?
Tyrese Martin and Jalen Wilson, bro, might get some bread, man,
How
before
much?
on this team before this
How
nigga do.
much
I
y'all
ain't gonna
think?
lie
I
to you.
mean, how much y'all think Dayron going to demand as far as his asking price? I mean,
I mean, what he gonna get?
his
30 mil?
his ceiling is a backup center, bro. That's his ceiling.
I
If a
mean,
Come
but
on, man.
it
Yeah,
is,
I
my nigga. But
agree.
at the same time, bro, it's 30 teams. It's a dummy out there somewhere. Phoenix might offer
wait,
that nigga 11 mil.
wait, all right, you see, I wasn't gonna go that high. You see, hold on real quick. So
What you
here's my
mean that
question.
high? 11 mil
What
is
you mean that 11
fine.
mil? That shit is McNuggets,
Nigga,
nigga. What
breezy,
If
you,
easy
if
acting
he
like we giving that nigga Tatum money.
Bro, you
so
act like we
every
could
team
just
don't
get a
have the same type
rebounder
of
that's
cap
willing to
space.
come off the
Calm,
bench.
wait, hold
Hold
on,
on.
bro.
they might get that
Hold on. Let
nigga
me
4
just say
years,
this.
50 mil, bro.
Hold on,
Bro,
because
come, all
easy.
right,
Hold on.
man.
Let me say this because we was doing with the 36 per minutes, per 36. Daron Sharpe is the player that's not demanding 36 minutes, bro.
Says you.
He's not going to do that. So he'll stay in the money range of the minutes that he get. Seriously. Like
All
he's
right.
going to
It,
ask for
it
maybe
depends on
two
where
to
he
Which
He's
three
a
go,
NBA
times.
bro.
player
backup
don't want,
center.
Daron
bro?
Sharpe
Which
is not
NBA
My
player
demanding
nigga,
don't want
36
bread?
It
minutes.
depends on where he
11 mil to
go.
us is
Which
11
NBA
mil
player
to
don't
us is
want bread?
pennies.
It depends on where
If
he
we
go,
give him
bro.
11 mil,
Which,
that's pennies to us.
But it really depends on where he go, bro. Like shit,
bro?
Phoenix might offer that nigga 4 years, 50 mil. Nigga, we let Allen Crab rob us, bro. Like,
Hold
come
on,
on.
hold on, bro. Hold on.
But no,
Hear my question.
but why y'all think why y'all keep saying Daron Clax is the one that's going to be out? Claxton's the one that's going to
Exactly.
get
No,
traded. Dayron
I
could
That's
stay
what
agree.
with
I
that
don't
was
know
my
if
Carolina,
Claxton get
reference.
traded. I
and
want
Dayron
Claxton to
Sharpe.
get
You
traded,
gotta
but
think about
I
that.
don't know if he's getting traded or not.
we
I
just talk
don't.
about Dayron right now, Breeze. But here's my question.
Dayron is the nigga
Yeah,
that's
but
looking for
Bruh,
new money,
come
bro.
but
on,
see
man.
this
Clax
y'all
got
not
paid.
y'all be saying y'all be trying to talk about everything in a silo like shit don't affect each other because he's saying
That's
we
right.
Claxton that does affect the Dayron situation. So you saying we talking about
Yes, it
Dayron, you
does.
can't just talk about one with the other. It's a team.
Well, if we
Exactly.
if we
I
talking
think
about
Claxton
that,
not
If
getting
wait,
Clax
traded,
get
hold
if
man.
on, bro,
Clax get
hold on,
moved,
bro.
then that's indication
Claxton
Dayron
get
gonna get re-signed.
Claxton not getting
Bro,
traded,
hold
man.
on, bro,
I don't
because
think y'all niggas
now we
understand.
adding in different factors into this conversation that
You
was never
have
there
to
from the
though because they
beginning.
play the same position.
But we never said we traded Claxton. So we
Hold on,
right now
hold
we
on.
were
Let
just
what
talking
he
about
saying.
All
Dayron.
I'm
What he
saying
saying?
is,
What you
listen,
mean? No niggas never said that.
Right,
Niggas
right.
come
But
here
hold
every
on.
night
Bro,
and say that.
you
bro, that's
not
a whole
you
different night
Right.
of
Yes, he
conversation
do.
right
Every
there. Right
night.
listen,
here, we
bro.
were just
All
talking
I'm
about
just
Oh,
saying
Dayron.
is
No,
Clax.
easy.
y'all
Hold on,
can't
hold on.
switch up from night to night, man.
Bro, that
Right.
was a whole
Listen, hold on.
different
Time
That
out.
night,
Time
nigga
out.
say
bro.
I
And I
can't
wasn't
switch
even
up from
there for
night to
whatever
night.
night that was, bro. So I can't even get
Time
involved in
out.
that
Time out. Hold on.
convo
Hold
right
on.
there,
Let
bro.
me show you why this. Right. Hold on, bro. Let me just connect these dots real quick, bro. Easy. Let me connect these dots real quick. Again, there's more rumors of Claxton going to the LA Lakers, like sports writers,
Facts.
journalists. That's their job. That's the articles that they're making. It's not Nets fans coming up with this. This is them doing that, saying how they can help. They don't really got no big dominant man. They want somebody to pretty much be a log threat. You know what I'm saying? And they see that in Claxton. I mean, he did dunk on LeBron. So I said all that to say that it's not us Nets fans saying that. It's the media pushing that agenda of
Facts.
Clax
He
leaving.
been in the rumor
So
mill for a
I
minute.
haven't heard nothing for real about Dayron Sharpe leaving. And as much as we
Nothing.
saying this and that about Dayron, realistically, it looked like he's the one staying out of him and Clax. So it looked
Exactly.
to me
Facts.
to connect the
So why
dots,
you ask
it
me the
wouldn't be
question when I
about
came up then?
Y'all just up here chatting, basically, is what I
I
just
mean,
said, and
no,
what
No,
Breeze
no,
no,
just
no,
because
no,
told you.
no, 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 no.
We
Hold
don't
on,
bro,
even
hold
I'm
on.
know if
telling you,
Claxton gonna get
Breeze,
traded to the
Breeze asked,
Lakers.
bro, let
Breeze,
me finish. Bro, can I
Breeze was the
finish?
one
Bro,
that
can
saw the
I
quote that
finish?
saw Dayron post on Twitter,
I
bro. Like,
finish?
and
Can
he
I
was trying to
finish?
think,
Thank you,
he was trying to put pieces together.
bro. Thank you, bro. Can I finish,
You got a lag, Breeze. That's why.
bro?
Yeah, you
Listen,
got
what
to
I'm
lie.
saying is again, like I said, with I didn't when I asked you, I'm just going off of the content and reacting to it. When LM came to the panel and he added the whole thing about Kalkbrenner, once I asked the question the way I asked it, then it made sense for me to say what I'm saying, remembering that all of these things are happening with Clax and him going to the Lakers. It's not, and I haven't really heard anything about Dayron Sharpe leaving this team, and that's
Nope.
why I asked LM the question. Like, we just not gonna go late in the draft and get a rebounder like Dayron Sharpe, but he did mention Kalkbrenner. So I imagine, with uh the Jordy Fernandez getting a 7-foot player in a Zach Edey on a national team, Kalkbrenner, a 7-footer, is somebody that a Jordy Fernandez might, you know what I'm saying, be interested in the rotation. So I could see a Kalkbrenner and a Dayron Sharpe in the rotation
Can,
next season. That's what I
can
was
I
trying to
say
say.
this? Can I
But
say this
go
real
ahead.
quick? Can I say something? So I agree with most of
Yeah.
what Breezy is saying. Me personally, I think Claxton is the odd man out. I think when you look at the Nets big man situation, it's easier to retain Dayron. He's cheaper. We
Yeah,
saw
yeah.
what
Word.
we saw what Clax has been doing over the years. He's hit a
Yep.
fucking wall. Like he's
Yep.
not getting any better. He's getting paid a bunch of money. Why not get off of Clax? Get your big man in the draft. Retain Dayron to be a backup center. That's
Right.
The
just I'm just
I
saying.
I like that.
Dayron had the most
Yeah,
development
yeah,
this
yeah,
year.
yeah.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
no, no.
He developed.
Here's the thing with that, Joey. I like that idea. The problem is this nigga's on a restricted deal. Now, restricted deal means that Phoenix or Charlotte could like throw a crazy ass bag at
Money.
this nigga, and
But
then
you
we
got to
gotta
match it.
match it in order
We
to
gotta
keep him.
match it, yeah.
Yeah.
So with restricted deals is different, bro. Some of these
Yeah,
niggas
but
on
Leaf,
that,
how much you think they gonna throw at him
I
though?
don't know. We
bro,
don't know.
I don't
We might
know, nigga.
throw
We
that
talking
nigga
about
50,
Phoenix
60
We don't
and
know.
mil.
Charlotte. These niggas is gonna be
Teams
in the shitter.
I
They might throw him
personally,
60. They might throw him 60 mil.
D-Ron gonna get
Listen,
paid.
They might
listen.
throw that nigga
60
4
mil.
years, 50.
Are y'all smoking drugs?
No,
Nigga
no,
said
no.
they gonna throw
Listen,
J-Ron
listen.
60
They,
mil.
Jay,
Like, no,
Jay, this
seriously, no, come on, come on now. We
Jay, what
not
I'm
gonna
saying is
violate the
this play.
integrity
You
of
do
this
know this
show right
players.
now.
Nigga,
We
4
do know
years,
this.
Look,
60
Hold on,
mil.
no,
we do
Nigga,
know
that's
no,
this.
bro,
15
We do know
mil
these
a
players.
year.
We do
bro.
know
I
there's
don't want to
players in
hear
the
none
league
of that shit.
that's role
Y'all not,
players that's
y'all
getting
Hold
violating
paid
the
on,
bread, right?
sanctity of this
Yo,
shit
when free agent
because,
when free
yeah,
agency open
because
up, you gonna
bro,
see how much
now
these
y'all are really,
you gonna see how much these
bro,
restricted deal niggas is
Hold on,
worth.
leave.
hold
Y'all do
on.
know that y'all do know
$60 million
that there's role players
for a
in the right
backup
now
center.
that's getting paid bread, right? Y'all do
Yep.
know
Bro,
that, right?
hold
Yeah,
up, wait,
yeah.
wait, wait.
60 mil, 20 years,
60
bro.
mil,
No,
y'all are.
Yes.
listen,
15
Bro,
listen,
mil, nigga, that's
Steph
listen.
Curry not
Oh,
making
Do y'all
60
know how?
mil.
Yeah,
That's pennies. Are y'all
that is
crazy?
pennies on
oh,
the
no
dollar.
way. No
60
Well,
mil,
the
way.
Yes,
thing
40,
is,
40,
it is.
40 year,
No
4 year
nah,
way,
deal.
bro.
15.
Yo,
Oh,
nah.
60 mil
D-Ron
for
not
4
getting paid
years,
that
you
much,
Right,
say?
yeah,
bro.
yeah, yeah.
I'm muting everybody
Teams
that
do
said
Okay.
they was
that.
gonna give
Teams
J-Ron $60 million.
Okay,
I'm muting
okay.
everybody who said
Teams
that.
do that.
No, for
Teams
4
do that to
years,
drive
maybe.
up the market, and they do that on purpose.
Oh, for 4 years.
For 4 years,
There's no
maybe.
like
I thought you
between
talking
teams
about
and
Steph Curry
organizations.
ain't getting $60 million a year.
GMs will drive up your players' market just to fuck you. For real.
Yep, they
I'm
will.
saying
They will
I
do
would.
that. They
I
sure will.
would.
They
I
Yo,
sure
would. If I
will.
was a
Grayson,
Deal with
GM,
Grayson,
Sean
I
Marks
would.
with Otto Porter. Then Sean
yo,
Marks deal with
if you
Otto
look up
Porter and
Grayson
Wiggins.
Allen contract on Phoenix right now, he's getting paid 3 years, 50 mil.
3 years,
Who?
50 mil.
Yeah.
Grayson, who?
Yes,
Grayson Allen, bro.
Grayson
No,
on
there's quite a
Phoenix. He's
few
getting
players
paid
in
3
that
years,
in
50
that
Crazy,
mil.
bro.
LM,
Like, and
in
you
LM,
that
and y'all
LM.
niggas
market.
telling me one
Respectfully,
of the
LM,
best offensive
LM. That's a
rebounders in
bad
the league
Look
comparison,
at
bro.
can't get
Royce
4
con-
years,
look at Royce
50
O'Neal
mil, nigga.
contract.
Y'all crazy?
Bro, come on now.
Yo,
Look at
That's a
what Royce
bad.
O'Neal is
yo,
getting
this
paid.
nigga
That's
Breeze
a
put me on
bad.
fucking.
Royce O'Neal is a
This
three
nigga
and D
Breeze can't
guy.
believe what he
yeah.
Yeah,
hearing, bro.
yeah.
Hold on, hold on, hold on,
I
hold
hear
on, hold on,
y'all,
hold on,
man.
real quick. We gotta bring
Listen,
some
y'all,
context into
like
this,
I said,
real
all
quick.
y'all do on here is overreact
Right,
and,
real
No,
quick,
and
real
yeah,
quick,
well,
sensationalize.
there's
real
So
no
quick.
go
We
there's
gotta
ahead.
bring some context to
Oh
this.
my
Listen,
goodness.
Royce O'Neal and Grayson Allen are 3 and D guys. Okay, we got Day'Ron Sharpe. We're talking about who's a tweener of a center, and he's a
yeah.
And one of the
backup.
best
He's
offensive
not getting
rebounders in the
paid the
league.
same amount as them, bro.
Says who?
And one of the best offensive
But
rebounders in the league,
but
I'm
my
just
nigga. You
but
think
saying.
Says
that
but
who?
I just told you that
you think
GMs will
Phoenix
Why
ain't
drive
we
gonna
up your
throw that
shitting on
market.
nigga?
Grayson
He's
Allen
y'all
right now?
don't
You
know what
think
these
No
Phoenix,
teams
way.
be
you
so
doing
think
wait
a
for
wait
real.
team
wait
ain't
wait
gonna
wait
throw that
Hold on,
nigga
hold
so
on.
12
so
mil a year,
wait
bro?
hold on
Y'all
wait I
forgot
got
the
a
free
question.
agency where
I got a
role
Wait, wait,
players
question.
was
wait.
Hold on
getting
hold on
bread.
hold on. I got a
Let
question. I
Jay
got
go.
a
Let
question. I
Jay
got a
go.
question.
Let
I got
Jay
a
go. Let
question.
Jay go. Let Jay go.
So if y'all telling me they gonna throw that to Dayron, what they about to offer Cam Thomas?
They about to offer Cam Thomas some crazy shit, and we gotta match that
They
shit.
might
And
offer they
they might
right
What
offer
they
that
about to
like
nigga. They
offer
might offer that
Cam?
4
nigga
years,
30.
200 mil. 4 years, 200 mil, man. That's what's
4
going
Nah,
years
on,
to
man.
nah,
They
nah,
might
That's
offer
what's
that
nah.
going
what?
nigga
on, man.
4
wait
years,
wait.
a buck
Who
50, bro.
That's
who
what's
is
going
gonna
on, man.
offer him that?
Who's
What
They'll
offering
team?
him that?
offer
Bro,
him.
Who's
They'll
offering him
offer
that,
him
bro?
y'all
between
well, hold
20
on.
and
The three
25
and D thing is not the point, bro. The fact of the matter is
per
them
year.
niggas is not starters. They don't start. So either way, them
Exactly.
coming off
Yeah,
the
but
bench
they're
getting 3
3 and
years,
D
50
guys,
mil,
though. Look at what
it
Player
doesn't
One said.
matter. They still
Player
getting
One
paid
said Grayson
bread,
Allen is
Joey.
Bro, hold up.
three
How
and D
much? How
guy.
much Dorian
He will
Finney-Smith
always
was
be
And
making
he's
while he
three
still
was
and
getting
D
here?
paid
guys.
50 mil.
17 mil.
Josh Green on Charlotte is getting paid 41 mil.
Dorian
3
Finney-Smith
years.
was a
He
legitimate
rotation.
veteran though.
Is Dayron not a rotation player?
Yeah,
Of
but
course he is.
he's just coming off his
You
rookie
just
deal,
said
so
Bro,
he's
a
not a
key
veteran
either
offensive.
for
This
He's in the
real.
nigga been
top
one of the best
offensive
offensive
rebounder.
rebounders,
You
bro, for the
just said
last 2
that.
years, and y'all
You
niggas
just
telling
said
me
that. You
we
Bro,
just
can't
Yeah,
said
get
but
that.
he's
3.
still
I didn't know y'all
he's
was going to
so
take
you
this
Dayron is
telling
Bro,
me
route.
a
still.
team a
We
team
can't
Hold
get
on,
hold
wait,
on,
3
hold
wait,
on.
years, 40 mil,
wait.
bro.
You
Leaf keeps
telling
Y'all
me
saying
niggas,
a
that.
team
Leaf keeps
y'all
saying
just
that, but
y'all just
Dayron
add
is
to the
still like a best
it's
kept
30
secret type
teams in
not
the
just
We the
league,
him.
only
bro.
Yeah, but
niggas
you
who
know,
know
you're
that
not.
Somebody is
That's
shit.
not
stupid enough
true.
to be
There's
in
Hey,
that
there's
but
no
state.
That's not
secrets in the
true. Teams is
NBA.
but
looking.
Jay,
Teams is looking at
There's no
Dayron, bro.
secrets in the NBA.
Yeah,
but
they
Jay,
are.
Jay,
They are, but they, bro. I think
Bro,
Not
we
not
Laker
all
when you
fans is
playing.
looking at
Jay.
Dayron like, yo, we can
that.
use that nigga on the
But
bench.
Jay,
Hey,
here,
bro,
here my
we
thing.
we can
Jay,
agree to
but Jay,
disagree, bro.
Jay,
I hear what y'all saying.
Hear my thing, right? Hear my thing, right? Yes, he's right. He the best kept secret, my nigga. But you don't, as business, you're not gonna overpay him to rise his value. You're gonna still keep his value at a medium level, so you
Yeah,
don't
but
have
he's
to
a
overpay on the
restricted free
contract.
agent.
That's
Right.
why.
Other
That's why.
teams will
Wait.
drive up
That's
his
what you're
price.
supposed to do. That's good.
Other
This
teams will
nigga is
do that.
23 years old. He about to get the biggest contract of his life.
Y'all talking about he's the best offensive rebounder. You think
Bro,
a team
oh
not
my
gonna look at
God,
that and be
bro.
like, yo, let's
Oh my
offer
Let's
God,
make
something,
bro.
let's
right?
make a
23 years
9
old.
mil
Why
a
y'all
year,
going to these
3
crazy
year, 4
numbers,
year
man?
deal to
Yo,
him.
this is crazy work, my
Yo,
nigga. This is
man.
crazy work, my nigga.
18,
Stop.
No, it
they'll
ain't.
offer him
No,
$40
it
Listen,
million.
ain't.
Calm
listen.
down,
Like I
bro.
keep
Calm
saying,
down. Relax,
like I
bro.
keep
Hold
saying,
on.
I don't be writing stuff down, but I be keeping mental notes to the
Yo,
crazy
God.
things that
He's
y'all
Yo,
supposed to
Jay,
say.
he supposed to
That's
be
why.
million.
The fact
That's
y'all
why
think
when I
Said I
50
don't
mil
be
is
writing
bread
stuff
is
down,
wild
yo,
to me.
but I
He's
keep
worth 9 to
mental
10
notes.
million a
at
yo,
year.
least
Jay.
be like, damn, you ain't go. That's what I said last year. That ain't me. And what I'm saying is, when the on Monday we gonna see all this shit that people been
That's right,
screaming
because the
all
draft
year,
dictates everything that's going to happen.
and it's gonna be a lot. Like it's gonna be shit coming up, but we gonna see what
The
if
draft is
I'm
if
going
just
to
all of
surprised
this.
dictate
niggas in here think
everything
50 mil
that's going to happen.
is a lot of
It's
bread.
a lot of money for an
No, that's
NBA
not a
player
lot of
that's in a
money.
rotation. That's not a lot of bread. Some
Look,
of these
That's not
niggas,
a lot of money.
yo,
bro,
but
you got
That's
two
what I'm
niggas
saying.
on the.
That's what I'm
Hold
surprised
up,
at.
wait. We got two niggas on the Boston Celtics, bro, making 300 mil
no,
each.
no,
What
but
we
Oh my God,
talking?
bro. Oh
yo,
my
as
That's
God.
much
what I'm
as
saying. Like 50 mil is
Bro,
a
where you
lot to
think the rest
y'all.
of the bread
yo,
going? What you
yo,
think
hold
these
on.
niggas
Y'all
is
really
making 7
compare
mil?
And the
y'all
CBA
really
is going
comparing
up.
some of the best role players in the league to Day'Ron Sharpe, but okay.
I'm trying to
Oh my
No,
God,
understand.
that's
that's
the
Day'Ron
not.
Sharpe is
point.
one of
Yo,
the
That's
time
not the
best.
out,
point.
That's
time
not
out,
Day'Ron
time out,
relevant.
Sharpe
time
is
out,
one
That's
of
time
the
not
out.
the
best
point.
rebounders in the
Hold
league.
on, I'm
Oh
trying to
my
understand
God.
because these the same niggas that y'all come up here and down talk every night. Say that
I
Dayron
never
can't play
down talked
defense.
Nah,
Dayron.
Oh
nah,
wait,
nah.
wait.
No,
I
I
nobody
never
recognize.
talked
nobody
about
down
I
him.
talk
Let
recognize
me
J-Ron.
what
finish.
Day'Ron can
Let
do,
me
bro.
finish.
Stop that.
Yo, you come up here down to yo. He's slow footed. He only 6'9".
He got
Like
bad hands.
he
He got
got
bad
bad
hands. He
hands.
do got
These are
Say
bad
all
Cam.
hands.
I
No,
mean,
wait,
true.
wait,
but this
wait,
is
wait.
all
Say Cam
true.
Thomas.
He
He
do got
can't
bad
play
hands.
He can't
defense.
finish
He
around the
too
rim.
short. He all it is. And but then at the same time, y'all say teams is gonna offer him 200 million. So we gonna have
No,
to
I don't
keep him.
think that much.
Cause a
I don't
fool is
think that
born
much.
Yo,
every
he
year.
My
like yo,
nigga,
y'all gotta
bro,
pick a
it's the
side.
NBA. The
No,
sucker is born every
Do
day,
y'all
bro.
no,
exactly?
no. I can see them offer him between 4 and
But if
5,
y'all can see the
50,000,
My nigga.
deficiencies, y'all
40
don't
to
think the scouts on the
50,000.
other
Nigga,
I
did
can
we
teams?
see
not
them
give
offer
Alan
him
Crab a
9
bag? My nigga,
to
come on, bro.
11,
We one of them
9 to
stupid
11.
teams.
That nigga ain't
Oh
getting over
my
20
God,
M's,
bro.
bro.
Yo,
Nah,
I'm
he ain't
just
getting that.
yo man,
He gonna
y'all
get
That
more.
nigga
forgetting that.
Well,
Alan
he gonna
Crab
leave.
robbed us, bro. Like, what we
Cause
How
talking?
not
much is
unless another
Day'Ron getting
team
right
don't
now?
want
How much
him.
is he getting right
See,
now?
Bro,
that's why it's
no, nah,
important that
don't.
they
Hold on,
let
time
him.
out. Giving Day'Ron Sharpe a contract is not the same as giving Alec Crab a contract. I'm not doing that.
No,
Why?
Thank you,
Why
my
is it?
nigga. What
Why?
the
Why
fuck
So
are
ain't
we
it?
why
doing,
why
bro?
is it
Why
Come
ain't
not?
it?
on.
So
Why
why is
ain't
it
Crab
it?
come
not?
from Poland. He
Oh
didn't give
my
him the
Hold
God.
on,
contract. We
one at
just
a time. I
concluded
could
the
barely
deal.
hear y'all.
right.
Hold
Cause
on,
this
hold
nigga
on.
leaf, man.
Listen, he said why not? I'm saying because we drafted Day'Ron Sharpe. Alan Crab came from Poland, and we just
Right.
took his contract. I don't know
Right.
why, but
I-
trust me, it's not the
Nigga
same
said, I
thing as
don't know
Day'Ron
why.
Sharpe.
well, you
Day'Ron
know,
Sharpe. Hold on. Day'Ron Sharpe is a power forward or center, and Alan Crab is a shooting guard.
Tweener.
Day'Ron Sharpe is a better rebounder than Alan Crab is a jump shooter. That's a fact.
That's a fact.
So
Yeah, yeah.
it ain't
You
the
making
same.
my
Come
point,
on.
Breeze. He's one of the best rebounders in the league, and you tell me it ain't. It's 30 teams in the league, and ain't nobody silly enough to give this nigga 4 years, 60
well, it's
mil.
not
You
silly.
crazy,
They would
No,
give it
I'm
to him
saying we
because
need
they
to
have to
value
spend that
him.
bread.
You talking
Yeah,
about
no,
silly
My
enough?
nigga,
bro.
Jonathan
He's one
Isaac
of
yo,
the
is
best
getting
yo,
played.
rebounders in the league.
Jonathan
yo,
What
Isaac
you
bro,
getting
silly?
yo,
paid
y'all
bread.
gotta
He barely
relax.
see the
I
court.
already said I scoffed at y'all 60 mil when you said it. Like I thought you meant he
Why
I
was
don't
you
think
trying to offer.
scoffing
60.
at 60
I
mil?
say
Yo,
Because
50.
shut the
60
fuck,
is too
god
much.
damn. I scoffed at the 60 mil
I'm
because
about to pay a
I
ticket
thought
check
you
before the
meant
Knicks get back.
60 mil a year.
No,
I thought you meant
Six,
for 1 year. But
no,
then
no, 60 mil on his
once
whole
you
contract.
realize it was
4
over
years,
4 years, and I know it's
Yeah.
$15 million a year, that's not that much.
I
But
No,
y'all
that's
be
not
stuck
that
on the
much.
same
That's what
shit
Right.
we
for
were
mad.
saying from
That's
the
what we
Wait,
jump.
saying.
That's what we
oh
were
my
saying.
God, just wait. Y'all talk over each other so much y'all don't listen to what nobody is
Facts.
saying.
Go ahead.
Facts.
Go
And we
ahead.
all on the same team.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Just wanted to say that.
That wasn't the point, bro. That's
Yeah,
all
that's
I'm
what.
Listen,
saying.
What's the
listen.
point?
Hold on. So again, what I'm saying is, as fans, if we all Nets fans, we could at minimum agree before Dayron Sharpe, we was haunted by not being a good rebounding team. Like teams was just
Killing
doing
us.
whatever they wanted in the
They were
paint.
killing us.
And,
Shit, they still
and
do.
not
If
to
My
you
say
ain't
that
nigga,
win
we
one game,
just
they
we
win.
just came from
I
a
mean,
free
nigga,
we
We
just
still
came
do
from
get
a
outboarded, bro.
we
Like
just
it's
came
just
from a free agency a few years ago where role players was getting thrown the fucking bag, my nigga. Like
Mhm.
we gotta
Bruce
chill
Duncan
with
Brown,
all these.
Robinson got thrown a
Bruce
bag, bro.
Brown.
Come on.
Yeah, like what are we talking? In this new CBA, niggas 50
All right,
mil
bro. All
is
right, Dayron
pennies.
going. All right, Dayron going. Claxton going. Everybody going. All right, cool.
No,
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 they ain't
no,
going
no.
nowhere.
Claxton
They ain't
going,
going
Daron
nowhere.
stay, Cam
N-
Thomas
n-
stay.
The only person
They
that
ain't
we
going
need to be
nowhere.
the only two niggas that we need to be paying any money to, bro,
who
is
else
Cam
going?
Thomas and Zion Williams. That's it.
Come now. Let's give it to everybody tonight. Who else got to go?
You see now
All
we
right,
Nah,
can't
we're
Zion.
now
not
All
we
doing
right,
now we
that.
can't have
No, we're not
conversations
doing
now.
that.
Now we
Who else got to go? Who else got to go?
Yes, we can.
Cam,
we gotta get
Cam
rid
and
of
Yes,
Zaire.
we can.
we not saying get rid of everybody, bro. We were just talking about Dayron, bro. We not saying
We
get rid
No,
of
we
but
everybody,
bro.
Everything,
bro.
if
everything
Dayron
is based
tonight,
on the draft,
last night it
man.
was Claxton. The
Everything
night
based on the
before that it
draft.
was Jalen Wilson can't shoot. Then Keon Johnson is trash. Like who else? Let's
Everything
give
is
it to
based
everybody.
I
Who
on
else
don't
we
I
get
don't
draft.
rid of
know
Who
today?
the
how.
fuck said that shit?
Nah.
Stop
Nah,
jumping to
wait,
conclusions.
hold on,
Stop
hold on,
Nah,
I
jumping
hold
to
don't
on.
know. I don't
conclusions,
nah.
know.
Jay.
What?
That's
I'm
not what
I
we
don't know.
exaggerating
Put a
talking
it.
name on it. You gotta put a name on it.
Page
I
and
don't know
record
how
day.
you. I don't know
You
how
gotta
y'all
put a
been
name on
looking
it.
at the. I don't know how y'all been looking at these playoffs and then look at this team and be like, yo, I think some of these niggas can go out there and
That's
shoot.
that's the same shit I was about to
It is
say.
been fucking beyond me, bro. Like
Listen, but hold on.
this
But
is
why would I?
mind blowing.
Right, but hold on. But why would I say it don't make sense? You get Carl Brennan, Daron Sharpe. I feel like Joey Fernandez run a 10-man rotation. And I'm just looking at it for what it is. We got contracts that we're going to keep. And at the end of the day, I'm just trying to fill up a 10-man rotation. I think Daron Sharpe is one. I like the Carl Brennan thing that we were talking
So
about.
you want Claxton out?
I think he's out.
No.
I think he's out. I think
Okay.
After
whoever
they
we
just paid the
I
nigga.
think
I
right. I
think it
think
has a lot
right,
to do
but
with
no,
the
no, no.
draft.
Again, but my thing is, if Claxton, Jay, this is a real
Shouldn't have
account.
paid that
Jay
nigga
was
shit,
there.
like I said.
Heard it. Oh, Jay's heard it with his own mouth, and I mean his own ears that he said, "Oh, they're not letting me shoot." And again, I heard Andrew Wiggins say some of the same stuff about the Wolves and how he couldn't do certain things playing there, and when he got to the Golden State Warriors, he could. That's a real quote from an NBA player. So that's two
Yeah,
quotes from
of
NBA.
course.
What
Yeah.
I'm saying is, Clax
They
may
let
want to do
Dayron
more
shoot.
stuff on the offensive side of the ball. If other teams saying like, "Yo, you can come here and do that," and you already got your contract, he's gonna leave. I think he's more out. I think he is the odd man out. That's what I'm saying. Easy. I don't want to be misunderstood. I got
So
caught.
they not letting Claxton shoot, but they letting Dayron shoot.
No. I think he was letting everybody shoot. You know what I'm saying? He let Clax shoot.
So
Clax,
Claxton was shooting this
Why
season,
Claxton
bro.
couldn't be part of the equation?
Claxton had
Claxton
the
said
burner this
that
season.
he did. He
before
was.
the season with
My
Joey
nigga,
Fernandez, that was at
he
media
barely
day.
shot.
Wait, that was at
He
media
went to
day this
Clowney
year when
over Clax.
Claxton said that. That was before the season started. So I can't speak for what Claxton said after the season started.
Right.
Right. No, absolutely. But the point is, Jay, is that if he said it, he said it. And at the end of the day, you seen how many 3-point attempts he got this season. It wasn't enough to, you know what I mean, make a difference. And Clowney is the real one who was a stretch forward that was they was giving the shot attempts behind the 3-point line. Dayron put some up, but not really. The focus was on Noah Clowney. Case in point is, I think he the odd man out. I think Kalkbrenner, Dayron Sharpe, I think whoever we draft for our top pick, I think Keon Johnson, Jalen Wilson, and all of those 2-year contracts that we got, we doing that
We
intentionally to
gotta pay
stay
that nigga
focused
Keon
on
Johnson some money
the draft.
too.
No, I think he get one more year with us. I think he get
Nah,
one more.
he got a team op, bro. Like, and the team op turns into a restricted deal if the team turn it down. So I don't know
Okay.
how that's gonna go. So it's the
Because
same
niggas trying
thing
to
with
take next year anyway.
it's the
Bring him
same thing
over.
with Jalen Wilson and same thing with Tyrese Martin. I'm looking at it right now on NBA salaries.
Okay.
So that puts all the power in the GM's hand.
Yeah, it does.
It's up
Yeah,
to
So
but that's
what
Sean
he
Marks to
do?
that
see
was
if he. It's up
intentional.
to
After
Sean
the
Marks to
KD
see if he
Kyrie
look at all
Harden
these
thing,
dudes
they
as
intentionally got
prime
those
Sean
pieces.
contracts.
Marks give any of these niggas more than 7 mil, bro. Like we got problems, bro.
Nah,
But he,
but you gotta realize again, we are building something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
we
these
building
players that's in
and
college, they
staying
see that. They
flexible.
see what we doing, and they
Staying
see that this
flexible.
is a team that don't got an NBA championship, and they see all of the teams that are in the playoffs. They got built, some of them from the draft. Maybe they feel the same way about themselves. Like, yo, I could go to the Brooklyn Nets and do what Darius Garland did. Darius Garland, I know he get overlooked, and people focus on Evan Mobley and Donovan Mitchell on that team, but with him not being in the rotation, you can see how much they miss him. Even if Donovan
Oh,
Mitchell could ball for half a
That's
night
a
like
fact.
it didn't
that,
equate to winning. But
That is a fact.
hold on.
Player
That's what I
one
was trying to
said
talk
this
to y'all
bum shot
about.
18% from the free throw line in the
That's what I
playoffs.
tried to
What?
talk to y'all about. The fact
well,
that
well,
you were talking about the draft shit with Cooper Flag, right?
Hmm.
They saying that after the 12th, all of the players still got a chance to unregister for the draft, even though they declared for the draft.
Yeah, I
And they
think
was
Right.
so.
talking about the fact that Cam and Caden Boozer said they going to Duke next year. So they was trying to figure out, does that make it more likely for him to actually stay in the draft or less likely to stay in the draft because he want to go back and win that NCAA championship that he was talking about with a threesome, hey yo, a big three with those guys over there. But at the same time, it depends on what team would be getting the number one pick because obviously it seems like he would be a unanimous number one pick. And it's like if a team like Utah or a team that he wouldn't want to go to gets it, he could just be like, nah, I'm going back to school. But at the same time, they said that he's eligible. He could be eligible for up to a $400 million contract if he declares this year by the time that he resigns in 4 years from now.
Once his rookie
mhm.
deal is
Mm.
over.
I
Yeah. Oh,
think I
the way
think
that's
that, but
for the
but
rookie
hold on,
season.
time
I
out,
think he stays
time out.
regardless.
Hold on. Let me answer that question, bro. I think it's not like, and I get this from Ice Cube. He said, "Yo, I'm not stepping on the toes of the NBA." The same thing is supposed to happen for college basketball to the NBA. It's supposed to be a smooth transition. Everybody's one of those things that's not talked about. That's not supposed to be said. It's acceptable for a 57th or 58th pick to say, "Oh, I decided to stay in college." For number 1, 2, or 3 pick, they don't care what kind of NI deal you got. It's a bad look on the NBA. For one, fans are gonna be like, "What?
Wait,
Maybe I
did you
should be
see
paying
that
more."
though? Ice was
What?
talking about earlier that this year the least amount of players declared for the draft in NBA history. Like it was
Yeah,
only 106 players that declared. Every year before that, it was more players. Because players are not declaring because they got NIL deals. Why would
yeah,
I?
But
yeah.
with that
It
is not
ain't.
always about the with that is not always about
Listen,
the bread. Some of these players need more development. Like
Bro, you
Isaiah
talking about
Evans,
development?
yes.
It's
Bro,
also about
nah,
competition
you're
too,
crazy,
I
though.
bro.
think it's
It's
about
a,
Yeah,
can I
money.
you
say
talking
something?
about
Yes, it
people.
is
Yeah,
also
Hold
about
on,
development.
bro.
let me make this
the
People
point.
money,
Let me
the
people
make this
money
bro are
is
point.
trying
the
to go
key
to the
Let me
part
make
of
this
it,
league
point
bro.
because
real
they
quick,
want to make
y'all. Hold
money.
on,
They
real
want to
quick.
make
It's
money
not
from the
just about the
Let me say this
money,
basketball.
real quick.
Jay. I get it,
All
but
right,
it's not just about the money. I'm
It's
you
not
telling
think
just
you.
so?
about the money. Hold on. It's about competition too. Listen,
Right,
if you're a kid and you're good and you're looking at this draft like, this is a stacked draft. I don't know if I'm gonna
right,
be picked. I
right,
might chill. Like,
right.
because this is a stacked draft. So you're not gonna want to come out. You
Yeah,
feel me? Because the competition to get
I.
drafted,
It could be both. Can it?
Yeah,
Can
That's
it be
but
true,
both?
but that is
Can it be
also a
both?
fact. But it could
Sure,
be both. I'm not saying.
If
I
we
It could
think
talking
be
all.
about
both.
hold
I
up,
think
if
sure.
we
hold on. I
talking
think
about
all
this
three.
draft
I think
coming
all
up, bro, this
three
draft got
is.
watered down pretty quickly, bro. We watched Jago go from top five to
listen,
I
bro.
nearly
think all
15.
three. I
But
think all three
It's a
I don't
lot
stats
of
think
can
that
niggas
made
be.
it
that
I think
watered
bottomed
all
out.
three
down.
can be
I
listen,
true.
don't
hold
think
I
on,
that
think
hold
made
on.
all
it
three
watered
can be
down. I
true.
think that made it better because other players rose to the top.
Listen,
Like
you know what?
Isaiah
Hold
Evans
on,
was a
listen,
lot of
hold
the
on.
pick, and he's going back to Duke. You know
Listen.
what I'm
What I
saying?
want
So
y'all to not miss is the kind of money that we don't know that they're getting.
That's
Like,
right.
we don't know that the video game money isn't a real thing, because if it's getting paid because of my likeness and such, bro. If you know number 12, it probably ain't got a number name on it back. But if you know I go to North Carolina and I'm number 14, you understand what I'm saying? I look to get paid. Like, that's my likeness.
right?
Like, don't try in perpetuity, however you say.
But here's the thing
Said
too, though.
perpetuity.
If you a player,
Yeah,
right, and you
perpetuity.
sitting back, right, and you monitoring shit, and you like,
Likeness
damn,
and perpetuity.
hold on, real quick. You like, damn, if I go out, if I come out this year, I might be a late first round pick. This shit stacked. But if I wait next year, I might be a top 10 pick. You feel what I'm saying?
Exactly,
So
Joey.
niggas
That's part of their development next year too, though. They gotta play good. You gotta remember that
right.
too. For
But
them
niggas is
to be
strategically, you gotta understand, niggas is strategically trying to get themselves
Yo,
in a
bro,
position.
It's a
but we
50-50
not
no
talking
matter
right,
how
about
but
the
good
the
they
we
more
talking
get.
about the
you,
best niggas.
but
The best niggas
You
usually
taking
go
a
to the
chance
NBA, bro, because
regardless.
they want to go to the NBA.
Regardless of you
Right,
taking a
but you
chance.
gotta
If you
understand,
shooting for the
everybody.
fence,
It's
It
a
ain't
lot. It's
like
a
that
lot of
no
good.
more.
It's a lot of good niggas that don't get picked in the draft, bro.
right, exactly.
You not only battling with niggas in college, you battling with these overseas niggas.
And the G League.
That's a new
and
thing,
so
though.
and
That
the
is
fact
true.
is,
That's a
most of
new
these
thing.
players is really not ready. Like Isaiah Evans is going back. I think it could be because of the bread. It could be all three.
It
But
could be all three.
Isaiah
I think the
Evans, if
bread
you
got
look
a.
at his game,
I'm saying I think
he's
the
just
bread got a big part to do with it
I
because
think
it
it
puts
I think
more
it
might
power.
be.
changed it.
But
It
The
hold
changed
on.
bread
it.
puts
It
more
might be.
power in the player's hands.
It
Yes, it
might
does.
be.
Right.
It might.
Listen,
Hold
hold on,
on.
hold
It
on.
might be. I'm just
It does.
saying that it could be the money. I'm not saying that it's not. I'm just
Yeah,
saying
the
that
money play a role.
the players themselves, if you look at their game, they're looking at the draft like, yo, my game is not good enough yet for me to get in this draft. Yo, let me wait till next year, and I'm gonna get my bag. So they can go and work on the game at the same time, get their bread too. And yo,
I
if I
don't know,
play
bro.
good, my draft
think
stock
it's
can go
more.
up.
I think it's more of the landscape of the competition because at the end of the day, if these players don't think they're not good enough and they still think they could get picked high and get a bag, they're gonna come out.
Well, I don't think a player is actually thinking that they're not good enough.
Yo,
They
hold on.
being
I did see.
No,
told they being
listen,
told they
it's
not good enough.
listen, you
I think
gotta
they being
No,
understand
let
told they
though.
Scott
not good
finish.
Hold on.
enough.
Let's go
It's
ahead.
not
Finish.
I'm not saying they're
Yeah.
saying they're not good
No,
enough, but based off of the competition
right.
around them
But that's
in a stacked
but
draft.
you don't you as
Let
a
him
Yeah,
rebuttal,
player,
but
Joey.
listen,
but
Joey, let him rebuttal. Let him
okay,
rebuttal.
go
yeah,
Go
but
ahead.
ahead.
as a player, I never think that I'm not good enough. Or else I shouldn't even be in the
That's not true.
conversation.
That's
All
not
right, can
true,
I
That
Scott.
rebuttal now?
listen, no,
Can I
that
rebuttal?
is true. If
It's not.
you're a baller, if you playing ball and you play, that's what you do. You think that everybody is better than you, or you think people are
Can
better
I
than you,
rebuttal? Can I
Listen,
rebuttal?
Yeah,
hold on,
Let
yeah.
me
hold on,
or
hold
you
rebuttal.
on,
Let
hold
go.
me
on.
rebuttal.
Joey, before you rebuttal, I just want to slow it down because I wanted to add to you and Scott conversation. I think the way it works is you get less less money in the G League, but you
Yeah,
got a better chance to make the NBA in the G League. But you get more money overseas than you
you get
get
more
in the
money in
G League.
college
But the
too.
catch is that you overseas and it's gonna be harder to
I ain't
get
gonna
into
lie,
the
man. The
NBA
woman, the
All
because
right.
woman is
you
getting a
All right.
lot of
overshadow
Can
bread
I
in
the
can I
G
can I
college
League
right now.
over the overseas players.
I
So I
understand
think
that
It's
it's
part.
it's
that.
the woman,
But
the
You got to
woman's
make that
side.
hold on,
They
decision.
getting a
people.
lot of
Hold on,
bread.
hold on, hold on, hold
Hold
on, hold on. I'm going somewhere with this. You got to make that decision, or you could just stay in the draft another year, and then you know what I'm saying. Maybe you could, you know what I mean.
Listen.
Put like Scott said, feel confident enough to be in the draft and feel like, yo, I will get picked. But remember, there's examples of undrafted players that still make it to the NBA. You really do have to bet on yourself. You
I
really do.
understand that.
You know what
This
I'm
is what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
that's
You
I'm
true.
not
can't have
saying.
a
Hold on.
mindset that
Let
I'm
me
weak.
rebuttal. Scott, real quick. Obviously, nobody that plays competitive basketball is going to think that way, and they're going to always think they're better than the next player. You're supposed to have that attitude, but at
Right.
the same time, you got to have common sense, and that's why these dudes got agents. You have to look at the landscape of shit. You feel what I'm saying? You
What
got to
Yeah.
agents
know
look
who's
at?
coming. You
What
got
do
to know
agents
who's
look
coming
at,
out
dog?
with you, and all that plays a part. Just
What do
because you
agents
think
look
you're
at?
good, just because you think you're good, don't mean that the teams in the NBA don't think there's 20 dudes better
You
than
gotta
you.
save the player for
Yeah,
themselves sometimes.
yes, but
You
what do
gotta
you
save
think
them for
Oh yeah,
agents
and
themselves.
that
look
was the
at?
other thing about
What do you
Cooper.
think agents look at when
I saw Coop
when
say,
they represent you? What's their
"Oh,
motivation?
They're supposed to tell you the truth.
Yeah, but I'm just saying,
Yeah,
what's their
they're supposed to
motivation?
protect you from
That's
yourself.
good in the real world,
nah, they
but what
supposed to
do they
lie to you."
tell? What do they tell you that you can do?
Listen,
What's
if
their motivation? Their
them
motivation is to get you paid.
right,
to get you that bag.
But listen, Scott, if I'm a good agent, and I know it's not a good time for my player to come out, and my motivation is to get them paid, why would I let them come out?
Because
when they can come out next year and
the
get paid more
player
money,
and the coach.
It doesn't make sense.
It's the agent's job to get him that bag. That's his
the
number
agent's job
one
is to protect
goal.
It's not just the bag. It's part of it, but it's not just the bag.
No,
it is also
the bag.
It's the hold on, y'all
There's
saying
coaches
it like
for that. There's
hold
your
on,
family.
Y'all saying that it's first of all, if your agent is really that close, some of these agents are these basketball players' families. They have close relationships with them. That's not the point. The fact of the matter is, realistically, most of the agents that are going with these players, unless you are a Cooper Flag or Ace Bailey or Dylan Harper or Trey Johnson or whoever, except for the top 15, most of these agents, yes, they are trying to get you the bag and get you your money. That's true. But at the same, but look, hold on. But like what I'm saying,
also these
let him finish. He ain't finished what he's saying. Let him finish.
But on the other side, of that, the money is important. But on the other side of that, it's also their job. You don't know if you can get an injury. You don't know. Anything could happen. It's on them for them to be like, hey, yo, realistically,
if you stay out another year, if you stay out another year from the draft, LM, you expose yourself to injury. That cuts your bag.
That's not true.
That's not true.
Can cut your bag.
Anytime.
You can get injured at any moment.
Another year in college.
You can be injured going into the draft.
Yeah, but I'm just saying,
it's better to get injured after you sign a deal. After you sign a deal.
Yeah. At that moment.
Michael Porter Jr. was supposed to be a lottery pick. He didn't go lottery.
Listen, but at that moment before you sign that deal, you expose yourself to possibilities. I'm not saying it's always possible.
Like, let's say,
but you expose yourself even more.
Let's say
you gotta protect yourself, man.
Let's say
you
Cooper undeclares this year to go back to college. That's gets
the point
injured.
I'm trying to make.
He gets injured. He doesn't get number one pick next year, and now he don't get $400 million. He's still gonna have a good career, but he don't get that projected $400 million that he was supposed to get. We gotta look at
the context on it because
I did hear. Well, what I was trying to say was I heard that Cooper Flag said that he still felt like a kid. He still felt like he was
Of course,
too
he
young.
is a kid.
Yeah,
right?
But I made
he is a kid.
But that could make him want to stay in college.
Right.
I
exactly.
made the same point. Here's the thing: we got to bring context
not
to the situation here. I made the same point about Cooper Flag, and y'all kept talking about the NIL money. The thing is, it's about the player. We know Cooper Flag's going number one, but if you're just a Joe Schmo, decent little player that's coming out in college, you want to make sure that you have the best possibility to go as high as possible. And it's up to your agent to look at the landscape of shit. They know based
if
on
there's a lot of number ones out there.
You said what?
A lot of good players out there.
There are a lot of good players.
Yeah, I got you, Joey. I got you.
But look, we got an example right now. Isaiah Evans.
I don't disagree with that.
Isaiah Evans he was playing with Cooper this year. He was supposed to declare for the draft.
Right.
He said no. I can't. I can't go into the draft.
Right.
Next year, Isaiah Evans in that 2026 draft class.
Hold up. Is that Barry in the chat?
Yeah, that's Barry. Yeah. So the point I'm saying is,
I'm not disagreeing with y'all.
If Isaiah Evans is on that team, guaranteed. If Cooper wasn't there, he probably would be the best player.
Okay, and let me ask you this, LM. That same player you talk about, if he would have went in last year's draft, which is a weak ass draft, you think he would have came out?
Yeah, he would have went.
Exactly, because the draft was weaker.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing about the draft being weaker or not. That is true.
He probably would have went top
There's times
five.
when it'd be better than others, and it's better to wait if you want that money.
I'm not
being
disagreeing.
that
I'm
they're
just
getting
saying
paid in college now, that
changed
changed the landscape of how players think. It makes them think twice. Now, I'm not saying the top 10 thinking about it, because they probably going to step into a new contract for a sneaker deal or whatever. But those behind them in the 30s, 40s, 50s are looking at it like, I might as well stay, because I probably end up in the G League. Now, if I end up in the G League, I'm getting paid $45,000.
Either the G
when I
League
can
or
stay at Harvard
you making
get
our point
Yo,
though.
and make
nah.
150. That is true.
Yo, Scott,
Your
you just
agent will
convinced
tell
me.
you that.
But
Your
Scott, you just
agent
convinced me.
will tell you.
Right, but what I'm saying is, they can say
they are always preaching to you about the bag.
Scott, you just
but they can
convinced me
also say
because-
it's like, why go to the G League? Take the chances of going to the G League. I'm gonna just come out next year. Well, I know I'm gonna get picked higher than if I was to come out this year.
But it ain't just because I know I'm getting picked. It's that I'm making money.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
That's true, but that's not always the
I'm
case.
making money. I'm already got enough money to buy.
And that's not a lot of these niggas is making bread though. Let's be clear.
Well,
a lot
for
of these
Cooper,
players is not making bread.
It's guaranteed
not
Cooper is
everybody,
coming out.
but some
because Cooper is signed to New Balance and Duke is signed to Nike, and Cooper been playing in Nike and putting highlights up in Nikes all year. There's no way New Balance is going through another year of that.
I mean, that's normal.
No way. No way.
Cooper, we can't compare.
No, but
Tatum and
it's
Fowler,
not
Tatum and
normal
Fowler
because
was wearing Nike.
usually players don't have shoe deals while they're in college, so they usually have to play in whatever the school plays. But he's signed to New Balance, doing New Balance commercials, and when he's dunking on niggas in game, he got Nikes on, and the Nike can promote that with Cooper flag on it because he's wearing their shoe.
Yep.
Right. No, wait. Let's get this misconstruct. Nike cannot do that because Nike Duke is a Nike school, yes. But still, if Cooper is signed to New Balance, which I think is what he signed to, New Balance is they can probably sue them. It's like, oh, yo, y'all, I get it, y'all Duke school that wear Nike. But that's still our athlete. You can't go in here and promote.
I don't go like that. I don't think it goes like that.
Cooper has not been on one Nike commercial this year. What are you talking about?
Of course, he's not going to be in a commercial.
No, listen. Just because he's not on a Nike commercial, listen. The schools have a contract with certain sneaker companies. They have to wear that sneaker.
That the I didn't say that they don't. Right. Of course, he has to wear the sneaker, but they can't promote him and put him in.
No, they can't promote him.
Nike
they can't do that.
Nike got.
They can't do that.
When Cooper
that's what I'm saying.
When Cooper Flag catches a dunk and put his Nikes in somebody's face, Nike can retweet
every Cooper,
Nike can retweet that post. Like,
they haven't.
I think
they have.
I think y'all looking at promotion differently. That's where the disconnect is.
Ace and Dylan got a Nike deal in Rutgers. The KD signed them. Same thing with AJ DeVonsta. So the fact of the matter is, going into school, yes, you gotta wear the sneaker if it's the college that's has a deal with the college.
Right.
But for them to go on and promote AJ DeVonsta, if
they not putting you on no billboards and no shit like that.
They not doing all of that promotion.
Yeah, but you could do it on Twitter. You could send a tweet.
You can put
this niggas
did that already.
Probably,
they did it, bro. They already did it. They already did it.
I think y'all looking at it at two different lenses.
When the nigga dunked,
it's not two different lenses.
When the nigga dunked in the tournament, Nike reposted it and said "powered by the swoosh."
Because here's the thing, right? You looking at it as far as like, oh shit, like.
Of course, he's not gonna be in a commercial.
Jay is putting it out there like, oh shit, they gonna put Cooper on a billboard wearing Nikes, dunking the ball, this, that, and that. No, they can't do that. Okay, but basically what he's saying is, just because the school is signed, just because his school is signed with a particular sneaker company, they can, take certain pictures and promote it and this, that, and the third. But they can't sit up there and say, yo, these the new Cooper flags. Look at Cooper in the air with the Nikes on. Like, no, it's different.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? They have no choice but to take pictures with the nigga with the shoes on because the school got a contract with the damn sneaker.
Right. And what I'm saying is New Balance is not going to put up with that for another year because they was expecting him to be a one and done athlete. That's why they signed him.
If he go back, if it's his choice, right?
They're gonna
if he decides to go back,
conversations.
They might. And they're gonna have conversations, but at the end of the day, I think it's in the form of if you go back, cool.
They not
realistically.
No, it's not.
When we talking that kind of money,
because
he's not bigger than that kind of money.
Guys,
He's not
just
bigger
made the
than that
point.
kind of money.
It's too much
He's
money
not
to be
bigger than
made.
that
Listen,
kind of money.
Says
it's
who?
too
He's
much.
the biggest prospect coming out in years.
Nike spends billions and makes billions of dollars into the basketball thing.
Here's
They're
the thing, right?
gonna listen to what they say, man.
Listen,
They're gonna
it's
listen.
too much money to be made for Cooper Flag to come out. They're already waiting for
They're
his
gonna
arrival.
listen.
It's too much money
Exactly.
for New Balance to
Yeah.
lose. It's too much money for the NBA to lose. He's
Yeah.
coming out.
Yeah,
Oh
honestly,
yeah,
y'all
yeah.
don't
Oh
even
no,
know.
he's coming out.
Y'all don't even know if Duke is like, yo, man, we got the Boozer twins coming in. You gotta move, bro.
Yeah, you gotta come out.
And
Yeah,
on
I
top,
think
and
bro,
on
that
top,
too.
and on top of that, Boozer
you
is
gotta make
projected
room,
to go. Boozer is projected to go top 3 next year. They're going to be focused more on his development than probably Cooper. They probably like, yo, you did what you're supposed to
another
do.
thing
Go
you
to
gotta
the
look at,
NBA.
guys. Listen, Cooper for sure is going to be the number 1 pick this year if he comes out. Now, if he stays another year and he plays with the Boozer brothers, he might not be the number 1 pick. One of them
He's
might be the
not.
number
He's
1
not
pick.
going to be the number 1 pick.
So he
He's
has to
not.
take that into consideration and look at the landscape of shit this
Mhm.
year and next year.
Well, that's his agent.
He might be
explained that
father.
to
And
him.
If
that's
he
what his
stay,
agent gonna be
if he
telling him. That's
stayed,
what New Balance gonna be
That's
telling
what New
him. That's what
Balance
his
is gonna
coach
tell.
gonna be telling him.
That's
if
what
he
his.
stayed, he might be 5 next
Yeah,
year.
that's where
You still
his
got
money.
AJ DeBoncia coming out next year. You got the Boozer brothers.
You got Darren Peterson. You got a lot of guys coming out next year.
You got
that
you got
arguably
you
is
got
better
the
than
Jordan. You got the Jordan Classic All Star coming out.
Now you know what I find funny?
Elijah
It's what you
Arenas.
said,
You know what I'm
LM.
saying? Like
What you said,
I was
LM,
talking about
about
Kanye and Anthony.
how
Oh, Kanye and
Cooper-
Anthony too.
Cooper
That's a
said
fact.
he still feels like a kid.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's funny because when you think about it, his mentality is maybe he really ain't ready.
Bro, he's a year early.
Maybe he's not
I
ready
don't
for the
think.
NBA.
I don't
He
think.
declared. He declared for the
I'm just
for
saying
college.
I don't
a year
disagree.
early.
I'm
He
not
was
saying
17.
I'm not saying that you may have not.
Because you could be physically, you can have the
you-
physical skills to play.
But
You can
not
have
be
the
mentally
talent,
ready.
the
I don't know,
skills.
Scott. I think you're taking that out of context, bro.
I mean,
he's
maybe,
ready, man. He's the most talented prospect
But
that
it's
the
a
league
mental
has
game
seen.
too. You know,
Yeah, but-
it's a
but
He
mental
got the
game.
mindset of a dog.
Exactly.
He a dog. He not
Yeah,
gonna
but
go.
you- yeah, but
think
you
he can
talk
play
shit.
with these dudes.
But he's talking shit to college kids. These are
So
not
what?
college kids.
He's in
He's going to
college.
get
Who
ready
else
to
he gonna
play.
talk to?
It ain't the same. It's
He got the
totally
mentality of
different.
a dog. Cooper talk shit to whoever.
Listen,
he not
it's
gonna,
like-
he gonna come
Scott,
into the
can I-
league
can I
thinking,
say
yo,
It's
something?
totally different when you get to the
Listen,
pros.
Scott, when I think he's
you can say that about Paulo. You can say that about Ant. You can say that about all these niggas that had to come into the league.
saying that.
No,
I think
you
he's saying
can't
it in the context
compare
that
everybody.
He's having fun. He's having fun.
I know that. I know. That's why he
I don't-
liked
it's
college
not-
life. That's
it's
why he
not
like it.
like-
He's a kid.
Right. He's having fun.
Yo, if you was the number one pick in college, you be having fun too.
Right. You having fun.
But
You
Well,
the
my
man.
point is, all of
I get it.
these niggas was number one picks at one
professional
point.
sports say that.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is, if he's saying he feels like it's too fast, like I'm, like
Nah,
if
he
I'm a
didn't say
kid
that.
and I'm saying, damn, if you go someplace where there's nothing but adults and you a teenager, you feel out of place.
Right.
But he's supposed
That's
to
not
feel
necessarily
That's a
true.
part of the
Most of,
process.
yeah, of course.
But that's what he
That's
said.
not necessarily true. That's true.
But that's what he's saying. He's
But
saying
he said that.
right.
That's what he said.
You can say something and feel differently. He might feel differently now.
Listen, don't give the guy. I'm just
differently
saying.
now.
I'm just bringing it up.
How long ago was this?
I'm not saying that it's for sure. I'm just saying that that's what he said.
Bro, what I'm saying is that every number one pick for the past few years have had to make this decision. The fact of the matter is they came into the league regardless. Paulo could have stayed. He didn't. He felt he was ready. Wemby didn't stay in France. He felt he was ready. Ant didn't stay in Georgia. He felt he was ready. Most of these niggas that are in the league had the confidence and mindset of a dog. Yo, if I'm going to the league, I'm going in, I'm balling out. Paulo, first game, he dropped 30.
Right. They
immediately let niggas know.
They never said that I feel like I'm out of place. They never
these
said
niggas,
that
they
I feel
came
like
into the league, they got there, and they got to work.
They never said that.
Yeah. Let me ask you, which one of those dudes said that I feel like I might want to stay in college?
No, there you go. That's the point. That's a very good point. But I try to
Like,
make it seem.
What you say, you could say
he
that, but
said
at the
that out
same
his
time,
mouth. These are things that he's saying. Like,
I,
yes, y'all are right. The money is there, the business is there,
He
everything's
got the
there. But
dog in
he
him.
got
I see that.
yeah, he do got the dog in him, but he also feels like Scott made a good point. This dude came into college a year early at 17. Now he's 18. He talking about Pokemon and shit, and these niggas is on some other shit. Like
bro, all
he
these
he talking
niggas is
about Ben
They
10
on
kids.
and
the,
All of these
Naruto.
they
dudes is
on the,
kids.
You
That's
know,
like all these
but
niggas
he
is
feel
kids. Like
yo,
I get it. Like, yeah,
yo,
we gonna talk about it, but he might feel a different way
I
on May
mean, that's who
12th.
you drafting in the draft, kids. I mean, I don't
Yeah,
understand.
like all these niggas
well,
is 18 year
well,
olds.
we'll see. We'll
we'll
see.
see.
But
We'll
May
But
see.
hold
12th, he
on,
might
hold
be
on.
We'll see.
But
differently.
but
and
He
no,
y'all
might
no.
feel
say,
But
differently.
hold
We'll
on.
see.
Just reading into that more. I'm sure with Sean
and we
Marks
drafted
having the
Jalen
whole
Williams at 22.
which was Sean Marks having the whole documentary about, and you hear a quote of him saying that we have to get this draft right. Do you want to put all your marbles on the talent? Great as Cooper, but moral wise and just the energy he got behind the wanting to be in the NBA. Some players they do it because they love it and it was their dream. Some players do it because they just born into it. It's the family business. Some players do it because what else I'm gonna do? Of course I'm a player. I'm this height. I'm this weight. I'm this talented. As God willing, but is they heart in it to play for that team? Is they heart in it? So case in point is we got to buy into a player that wants to be here and wants to win here, not just a talented player. And
Right.
this is what I'm saying about Morale and Cooper Flag. He seemed like he on the fence. He's the number one pick. I never heard the number one pick being on the fence about coming to the NBA. And I think we glossing over that part, and we shouldn't. If he our
You
top pick
can't.
and he just nonchalant about coming into the NBA, I'd rather go with Dylan Harper.
Yeah,
Dylan
word
Harper,
up.
his father was in the NBA, and you know what I'm saying. The importance
Word up.
of you know
Breeze,
what I
that
mean.
sound good, but Dylan is not going number one over Cooper.
You
I'm
gonna lose
sorry.
your
Okay,
job.
I understand. I
You're gonna lose
understand
your
why.
job as a GM.
I
You're losing
understand
your
why.
job.
I understand why
But,
because
but
the
so hold on. You don't think what Cooper's saying has no weight on what GMs feel about picking him at number one?
No,
Like,
because
It
I
don't
don't think
matter
the
what he
nigga
say.
is staying. That's why I get what y'all saying.
Yo,
Of course,
My
I get
point,
what you're
if he
my
say
saying.
point. Hold on,
something,
Ellen,
he
hold
feels
on,
that
hold on,
he feels
hold on,
that
Ellen.
way.
My point from the
But
whole
the
beginning, when I brought it up was the fact that video that I watched was making it seem like if a bad team like Utah or whatever team he feels is bad get uh gets a number one pick, he might undeclare from the draft. But back in the day or any other time, no matter what team is there, you just accept the honor and you do what you got to do. But he might want to be in a better situation for his career long term because next year a better team might just want to go to a different team.
Prove it.
so let's use a player that was selected number one and stayed in college for 4 years. Tim Duncan. He went number one. He was at Wake Forest for 4 years. He was 23, 22 years old by the time he was drafted. He stayed
Mm.
in college for 4 years. He felt he was not ready. So he stayed in there. He stayed in Wake Forest. By the moment he got drafted, he still went number one. So realistically, yeah, maybe in a certain sense, um, he felt like, yo, let me stay in college. I don't feel like I'm quite ready as of yet. Which I'm not saying that with Cooper saying that y'all wrong. I'm not. He might feel that way, but what I'm saying is at the same time, even if he do feel that way, like Joey said, I think in terms of the NBA, it may be too much money to lose. Maybe to Jay's point, he might be right. New Balance not having that shit with him wearing Nikes. Yo, go to the league, my guy. You know what I'm saying? So they may not be with it. He
Yeah,
may feel that way, but I
true.
think the forces around him is going to be like, yo, enter the
You
draft.
gotta go.
You got to
You ain't
go.
got time
You
We
for
don't
this
also
got
shit.
have to
time.
bring up to the LM. You also have to bring up the point is if he come out next year, You got DeBoncia, you got the Boozer twins. He might not be the number 1 pick next year.
But
Yeah,
hold up,
that's
Evan just
possible
brought it
too.
up.
Go number
That's
one.
He
possible
might
too.
stay another year after that. Then it'd be year 3. He'd be number 1 in year 3
Yeah.
Nah,
or year
him
4,
into
like Tim Duncan.
2027 is him
But you
staying to
know, but hold on,
2027
but
is crazy.
hold on, just the
He
climate.
want to get his degree.
Hold on, that decision will shake the scene between college and NBA basketball. Like it'll change the climate of how business is done and who gets NIL deals and how long those NIL deals last. Like your NIL deal when you supposed to get drafted, like they're gonna try to restructure it because we don't know how long these deals last for them to be talking like that. But I do know if you was in, and again, I get my context from watching movies like Blue Chips. I ain't gonna hold you, where they show that these
Movie.
in the program where they talk about how these players they ain't got no money and they just trying to get to the NBA so they could get their mama a house. But shit, you could get your mama a house from college now, so you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's
it's
just
a
a little
different,
different.
different landscape.
Yeah,
that's true.
Right.
But we also
Yo,
have to
player
understand
one
too,
put it in
though.
the chat.
Listen,
Kobe
listen.
did
We
said the
also have to
same thing.
understand. Listen, it's different though. When you talk about a player like Cooper Flag, my nigga, your NIL money is good, but if you going number 1, you're gonna get paid.
Well,
That NIL money ain't holding a light to that NBA contract. That's a
But
fact.
player one said it's like when Kobe said he wouldn't play if he got drafted to the Nets or the Hornets. It was an empty threat. No 18-year-old would rather play overseas than in the NBA.
I don't know, man. Kobe said he never said that. Kobe
Yeah,
dad
I
did
don't
he
know
was
if he.
playing for the Nets.
Nah, I did hear Kobe say that. He told people with certain teams he wasn't playing for. Like players will go to teams and say, "Don't draft me because I'm not playing for you."
I don't think it was it an empty threat. I mean, Kobe, he probably would have played overseas if that was the case.
All right,
well,
so fuck your career up then.
That's what I'm saying. I think most of it do be empty threats sometimes. Like, yo, I'm not playing for this team, but at the
And you
same
never know.
time,
You
it's like,
probably fucking yourself up out of a good opportunity.
I'm
So go
telling
ahead
you,
and
I
do that
told
shit.
y'all. I think, and I told y'all it could be fucking whatever. But I think Cooper want to come to the
I know.
Nets.
I
He
know.
had
Contrary
his
to the
picture.
belief,
He had the Nets picture as his background for mad long. After because they
yo,
visited the
Jay, I forgot
facility,
who it
he
was.
kept that picture up for a minute. And maybe it's the first time he visited an NBA facility, so of course you're gonna keep it up. But he had that shit up there for a minute.
Yo, Jay, I forgot who it was, but he was getting interviewed, and I forgot what interview it was, but I think this was before he played at Duke, and they was like, "Hey, yo, what do you think about Brooklyn? If Brooklyn might be in the run, because that was when we were supposed to be. That was announced when we made the trade for McHale, and like, yo, they tanking. And they asked him, yo, what do you think about Brooklyn? I was like, and he was saying, yo, I don't know if they would get the pick. We don't have control of these things, but I would like it there. I would love to play in Brooklyn. So he know Brooklyn is in the
it's a
running.
prime spot.
Like he trust me, May 12th, if we get the number 1 pick, that nigga is not going back to Duke.
No, hell
It's a
no.
3-minute warning,
No.
y'all. 3-minute
Yeah.
warning.
He definitely ain't coming back to Duke.
He is not going back to Duke. I'm telling y'all that right now. He is
Nah.
he's staying declared. So
Clearly, a lot of the
man,
I totally
if we
believe a
get
lot of the
Cooper
draft picks
Flag,
want to come
I'm a
in.
low key be pissed, man, because we spent hours and hours in here talking about Ace Bailey and Dylan Harper, man, and that was all for nothing. But we don't
I
know
mean,
what's
not
going to happen.
really.
We
That's true. I
we
think
knew
it's our
don't know what's
preference, but
going to happen.
we knew
we
Cooper
I think
was
that was our
good.
preference. Yeah, but Cooper is the best player probably in the draft. Like that would be amazing for us to
Yeah,
get him.
It'll be a good fit here.
My
That's
preference
what
is
I feel.
Ace. Like I love Ace, but nigga, I ain't complaining if Cooper here. We got the best player in the draft. Hell yeah.
Yeah, it
yeah,
will
we
be a
got to
good fit.
see what pick we getting on Monday, man.
Shit, I'll be good with the 4th, 5th pick. Shit.
I wouldn't be that upset. Like we probably could get somebody there.
I don't know.
I wouldn't be upset at 4. I want top 3. I'll aim in high, but at the same time, if it's 4, I'm chilling. But
Yeah, but
that shit is 3 days away.
yeah, but that's funny that he said what he said though. I mean, when I heard him say it, I read it I read it. I didn't hear him say it. I read it, and then he said something about I still feel like a kid or whatever.
Yeah, I saw that too. I was like,
damn, that's kind of.
I don't do like he because I remember he did.
Maybe he's telling the truth. Maybe he's just saying what he feels.
Bro. What does
maybe
that
he's
mean,
just saying.
bro?
Maybe I'm looking too much.
Yeah,
maybe,
I think
maybe
you're taking it out of context.
Man,
no, but maybe I
came
am.
into the league talking about
I just
he
never
loved
heard a
Naruto.
number one say that.
The
That's
nigga
all.
is fucking porn stars now, bro. What we talking about?
Nah,
man?
he
They
look
grow
like
yo.
he look like he don't know. He don't even know.
Wait, easy. So you saying Zion said the same thing when he was in Duke?
Yeah,
No.
he a fucking kid. He like fucking anime. He loved cartoons.
Exactly.
He like Naruto. He like Dragon Ball. He came into when he was in the league, he came into in an outfit in a Naruto, I think, outfit or a fucking
With a
little
what?
Naruto. When he was in the
Naruto.
league,
Yeah, it was Naruto.
He came in with a Naruto outfit. They still little kids, nigga. They still gonna ball out, nigga.
Easy. You make an excellent point. You could look at
Less
Zion
than a minute,
and look at his
man.
demeanor
He's about to
and
cut
tell he's
off.
just a big ass kid. The way he carries
He's
himself.
definitely about to cut off.
I gotta give my salutations, man. Hold on, I want to say shout out to Joey VK, shout out to Scott, shout out to LM, shout out to This Is JTV, shout out to Easy, shout out to the chat. Nets fans is the best fans. This is great content, and I can't promise I'm gonna be back without Truck. You know what I'm saying? And that being said,
that's a how no.
This a great show.
That's the new tagline. I can't promise I'll be back, but I'll try.
No, I'll try. Hell no.
That's the new corporate. That's the new corporate line now.
Right. Safety.